Good morning, friends. Hello, hello. Are we there? Are we out there? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, hair's looking a little flat today. Maybe a little on that side. Don't mind me. Hi, guys. Good morning. How are we? How are we today? Happy Saturday. Just looking at the chat here real quick. We have Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Martine from the Netherlands. Welcome. And Ms. L from Southern California. Welcome. Cindy from Missouri. Carol from Missouri. Carol and Cindy from Missouri. Two Missourians? I bet you say Missourians, right? Although that sounds a little odd. You guys will have to tell me if that's how you say it. Hi, Judith K. Nice to see you. You guys know I always love seeing your, I was going to say friendly faces, but I don't see your faces. I always love seeing your friendly names pop up in the chat. So good morning, Judith K. from Georgia. Hi, Debbie. Good morning, Debbie. Gerda. Hi, Gerda from Texas. Sarah Foss. Hi, Sarah. Shelly from a little bit cooler Southern California. It's a little bit cooler Utah today as well. It is low 60s, I want to say right now. So that's good. I live in Utah. So we have had, I think we were talking about this last week, maybe. Oh my heavens, crazy, 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 really hot weather. Well, like a lot of places around the country around the world, I guess, right? But very unseasonably, like record highs all through September until, I don't know, maybe earlier this week, I think, we started getting some rain and things started cooling down. So here in Utah, we definitely get like an Indian summer all the way around. Oh, and that reminds me. Oh, I did it again. Another Saturday without any water. It was ready. It's in the other room somewhere. That'll be okay. Okay, let's see. Hi, Colleen. Nice to see you from Canada. Donna, Springfield, Mass. Scrapped NH. Good morning. Good morning. Dawn from Kentucky. Carol. Oh, there's Carol again. Shelly from Illinois. Okay, guys. Hi, Jane. Jane and from Valley Forge. Love to see you. Lovely to see you, Jane. Lovely to see everyone. Hi, Pam. Hi, Jackie. Oh, I missed Susie. Oh, there we go. Good morning, Susie. I will be seeing Susie and Jackie for sure. Jackie too, right? Next week at Ready, Set, Create in person in Burbank. So very excited for that. Hi, Mindy. Okay. Mindy, you were in Spokane? You were at Three Crab Chicks, yeah? I think I know. That's funny. Yes. I know. Terry said, Nick, life needs water. Nick on the golf course, so I will not be seeing any water anytime soon from Nick. He's got to get all the golfing in while he can, while the weather's still nice, right? Hi, Marilee. Oh, yes, I'll be seeing Marilee next week as well. So excited for that. Connie from northern lower Michigan. Boy, northern lower, that sounds like an oxymoron. I'm not familiar with Michigan other than I don't know, this mitten. I don't know which way the mitten goes. I just know there's a mitten. Oh gosh. Pam said 117 degrees and today it's 88 where she is. Josie from East Texas. All right, guys, go get your water. We can wait. Okay, Terry, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to go do that. Sorry, guys. If it's not one thing, it's another. Let me just go grab my water bottle. Okay, I'm almost there. Can't run. But I'm almost there. Well, I could run, but that could be dangerous because I have socks on. I hate socks. I really hate socks. I wear flip-flops or, sandals most of the summer, unless I'm exercising or something or out walking. And then I work standing up, and all around the house, I don't wear socks. So I'm usually just bare feet, which can wreak havoc on your heels. So I went and had a pedicure yesterday, and my nail lady's like, your heels, there was one of my heels has a bad crack, like bad, really deep. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna file it all down and all that, but you need to wear socks. I'm like, but I hate the socks. It's probably a menopause thing. It's too hot. She said, you were gonna ruin your feet. And they're never, this bad crack is never gonna like heal. And so she said, go home, slather Vaseline all over your heels, and then put socks on. Yeah, so really thin socks on, but still they're socks. So now I have a big fan going. All of that to say I couldn't run when I had to get my water, because if I ran, I'd probably slip and fall and then, I don't know, break an elbow or something like that. And then that could be a problem. So anyhow, now you know all about me. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh, goodness. All right. If you're new, holy cow, you're like, wow, what is this? If you're new, welcome. My name is Layle and I have a business called Layle by Mail. When I'm not traveling on Saturdays, I'm here on YouTube, and we do what I like to call creative listing. So usually on Thursday, I will publish at least three different list topics, and we get together here and we chat and we hang out and we play and we try things and experiment. At least that's what I do as I am putting my list together. Some of you work right along with me on your list. Some of you are catching up on other projects. Some of you are working. Some of you are doing whatever that you like to do on a Saturday. So that's what I do here on Saturdays, and I love it. I love our creative time here. With my business, I travel and teach scrapbooking classes, mini book classes, traveler's notebook classes, and I do that all over the world. Now, it's primarily US these days, just because, pandemic and whatever's been going on. But I'm headed I will be teaching 6 events in the next 2 months. 5 of those are in person, 1 is virtual. So fall is always my crazy time. I bring that up just to say that our schedule between now and mid-November will be a little bit erratic, because I will be traveling and teaching. So best place to learn where the schedule is, so you know when we're going to be together. If you go to my blog, laylebymail.com, and click on blog, you will see somewhere in there's a blog post about our schedule. Also, I publish that schedule every week in the emails that I send out. So it will just tell you what Saturdays we're together between now and the end of the year. There's still quite a few of them. And I think October, we're together 3. And then I want to say December, 4. So, and then January, things will slow down quite a bit. Well, even in December, because I typically don't travel and teach in December. Anyhow, so travel and teach all kinds of projects and things like that. And then I have a website, and on my website, I have lots of different project kits along with lots of different products. And the products that you usually see on my website are the different types of products that I'm using here on our Saturdays. This is playtime for me. I love our Saturdays together so much for lots of different reasons. I love the connection. I love just chatting and hanging out with you guys. It's like we're all great friends and we all just, hang out. It's just we're all hanging out virtually. But it also gives me a chance to play and experiment. When you kind of do design projects and things like that for a living, a lot of times you don't get to play because you're working. And I know a lot of you think, oh my gosh, it'd be the best job ever. It's fabulous, but it's still work. So sometimes when you have to design, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. It's all good. Very good news. I have 1 day left in designing my December documented project for this year. Some of you that are going to be at Ready, Set, Create, you may be taking that class with me. So you'll be glad to know that after we're done today, I will finish up designing the last day. I think it's the 22nd or 23rd, and then write the instructions. So I'm very excited about that. I've had a ton of questions about that project is still up for pre-order. It will start shipping when I come back from Ready, Set, Create, which will start shipping the week of Monday, September 26th. Yes, so it'll take us at least a good week to get those out. I'm hoping not more, but there's lots of orders. So that paired with, because, this is just what I do, new stamps. I also just released new stamps that will also be shipping that week. So we'll talk about those in a little bit. Let me just check the chat real quick. Hi, Linda May. I just looked up and saw you. Let's see. Linda May said, OMG, looked alfalfa, the new items. I think you had a little autocorrect there. It says looked alfalfa. I think you say looked at, right? Oh, that's funny. Yes, Terry, that's a very good point. So as I am kind of commenting and responding to people, the way that I'm doing that, there's a chat that takes place. And I do this because I see it on the right-hand side of my screen. It goes pretty fast. But there's a chat that takes place if you're watching live, and please hop in and say hello. Even if you're new, even if you normally like to lurk and you usually don't like to say, hi, I'm here. I just pop in and say hello because it's fun for everybody to know who is here. So if you do pop in, say hi and let us know where you're from if you're comfortable with that. Otherwise, just pop in and say hi. Super friendly bunch of people. I have a soft spot in my heart, well, for lots of people, but I have a soft spot in my heart for two different kinds of people that we see here. Always have a soft spot in my heart for the new ones because I love it when you guys just find me and then pop in and say hello. But I also have a soft spot for the younger generation of crafters because I think it's really important that we continue to encourage the younger folks. I sound like I'm about 98. The younger folks, that we encourage the younger people to craft. And we have two that join us kind of here and there. One is Adeline, and she's 10, and then one is, and I always do this. It also starts with an A. Oh my goodness. Our little 14-year-old friend from Arizona. So you guys will always remind me, I know. I'm looking at the chat because I just feel silly that I can't remember her name. There we go. Thank you, Tracy. Ariana. Yes, Ariana. And she's a sweetheart and makes some really fun bracelets and fun things like that. Anyhow, so yes, soft spot for lots of people, but particularly those two groups. So if you are young, for sure say hello. It's a safe place. Well, for the most part, it's a safe place. Every once in a while, we get some trolls in here that like to put some emojis showing that, shouldn't be there, but it's a safe place. Okay. Hi, Lori from South Alabama. Now, what happens with the chat? Let's just talk about that for another second. Lots of times, especially when I'm talking at you guys, I'm always talking at you, but when I'm talking at you like this, it's hard for me to also see the chat. So I have to kind of stop and look. And I just stopped and looked, and Scraft NH said, I also love when the kids show up. Mine have no interest. Whose kids are they? Oh, yeah. Mine have no interest either. Although during the pandemic, Sam, I got him to do a little watercoloring with me one day. That was fun. That was in the early days of the pandemic. Oh yes, chat. So chat goes by pretty quickly. You guys will be popping in and saying hello and doing all kinds of things. And if I don't see it right at that, time, sorry, I have, my glasses are filthy. If I don't see it right at that time, then I miss it. So please don't think I'm ignoring you. It's just that I missed. Or sometimes I see it and think, oh, I need to respond to that. And then I forget because it's right in the brain and then right out again. It's like there's like a little hole and it just goes, and it's right back out again. So if you have a question or comment and I didn't respond, don't be shy. Feel free to comment again. And if you do it in all uppercase. Because if you comment in uppercase, if I happen to glance up, then I happen to see. Like I just saw Susie's. The only thing I saw Susie's, but it drew me out is at the very end, it said live, L-I-V-E, and live was in uppercase or capitals, so I could see that. I did see that and I read the rest. Susie said, remember to click the thumbs up to like the live. Yes, please. If you click the thumbs up, that's awesome. And really, if you're watching anyone's video ever and you're there for more than about 30 seconds, you should give it a thumbs up, assuming that you like it, because that's super important to all the social media things. I'm going to try to get those as clean as I can, but they're still going to be a little yucky. That's all right. There we go. Terry said, ask away. Most of us can help, which is another good point. If I don't see your question, there's some super knowledgeable people that hang out here as well that a lot of times they can answer a question for you. So one last thing before we get going. Replay. Those of you that couldn't make it live and are watching the replay, welcome to you. There's always a ton of people that watch the replay, and I love it that you guys do that if you can't be live, especially kind of, I shouldn't say post, well, I don't know what if there is a post-pandemic. It's a post new way of life, post-pandemic, I guess. But now that things are kind of getting back to whatever our new normal is, I know a lot of you just are back to your kind of regularly scheduled program. So if you don't make it live, I love that you still come back and watch the replay. So welcome to you. If you are watching the replay, you can still watch the chat because it will play as it played live. You just can't comment on it because it's no longer live. Okay, let's see. Layle, please open the Wild book to those of us not able to go to the class. Okay, Kimberly, let's talk about that for 1 second. I posted in the Layle by Mail Facebook group earlier this week and also on the Layle by Mail Facebook page, so group page, two different things. I am teaching in the weekend of October 6th in Pine Island, Minnesota, which is not far, maybe like an hour from the airport. I'm teaching 3 classes, my December documented class, an exclusive fall layouts class, and a class that has a whole bunch of you asking questions. It is a mini book project kit. using the Simple Vintage Lakeside collection, and it's called Where the Wild Things Are. Yes, you will be able to order those through the store, through Firefly Farm. That's where I'm teaching at Firefly Farm. Trisha, the owner of Firefly Farm, is hosting an event this weekend at Magnolia in Texas. So she and I have chatted very quickly over text. Hello, over text. And yes, you will be able to order those from her. She will have a limited amount between what she has and then the people that are attending the class in person. So once she sells out, then if there's still people interested, then you'll be able to get them directly from me. But for sure, start with her first. Now who asked that question again? Kimberly, yes. So she will. Thank you for asking that, and she will come back into the Facebook post, and she will comment on that at some point this weekend. So yes. Scrapped NH, best of both worlds. Layle on my phone, VBoo on the TV. Okay, so how come I'm only on the phone and Vicky gets to be on the TV? No, you know I'm totally kidding for that. I think is the Scrapbook.com Scrapfest or something. I think that started this morning too, right? Okay. So, I think we're ready, guys. I think we are ready to flip the camera and get going, okay? To Layle on the computer. Oh, there we go, Tracy. All right, now you're in my good graces. Tracy said, I'm on the computer, Vicky's on the iPad. You guys know that I love Vicky. She's one of my best, dearest friends. So you know, of course, I'm only kidding about the, on both. That's so funny. Scrap date, because I can chat with you. Okay, there we go. Now I get it. Colleen, yes, perfect. Let's go ahead and flip the camera, and then, let's have a quick sip of water. And let's flip the camera, and then I will plug in the phone. So hang tight for a sec. We're gonna flip. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, Kimberly, Layle on the phone while sitting in a Simple Stories class. Now I feel privileged. Kimberly. Okay, so Simple Stories is having an event this weekend in Utah. I think it's called Let's Create or something like that, retreat. So I know there are a number of folks who are at that this weekend. We had a little fun thing where I sent some stickers, some Squirrel Squad stickers up with Valerie, who a lot of times you see her on here. She is just like one of you guys, that friend of mine that lives not far from me. So I mailed her some stickers so that everyone there that was a Squirrel Squad, right, would have a little sticker, a Layle by mail or a Squirrel Squad sticker, so that they could help identify each other. Very last thing I'm going to say, well, let's be honest, this is definitely not the last thing I'm going to say, because I'll just chit chat all the time. Last thing for 1 second that I want to say, those of you that are going to Ready, Set, Create next weekend, if you're not in the Layle by Mail Facebook group, make sure to get in the Facebook group, because I need you to let me know that you're going to be there, because I will also have Squirrel Squad stickers for those of you that are also in the little Facebook group. Okay, hi Irene, good morning, good morning. Debbie said I have Vicky playing on the side. You know what, you guys, I love that so much. I love it that, oh, what did I just do? How did I make that little? That window now is very little. Okay, hang tight. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Oh, not now. I don't want a YouTube on my home devices. Let me see. How did I make that small? All right, guys, hang tight. Okay, now it's big, but now I want to make it just a little bit smaller. Nope, not now. Okay, hang on. Clearly, I don't often watch YouTube videos, so there we go. Okay, it's important that I can see what you guys see, because if I can't see what you guys see, then sometimes it's a problem. So now I need to make sure that you can still, are we still there? Oh, wait, wow. Okay, there we go. Technical issues, but not really. Alrighty. So, Cheryl said, hi, Layle. I've got Layle on the TV and iPad, so I can watch you on big picture and chat. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so here we go. Well, let's talk about last week. So there were a couple of things. Last week, well, normally I do, oh gosh, that is, well, there's my workbook. And you can see I must have spilled coffee or Diet Coke or something on there. So Normally I do giveaways every time we're together. And last week I had forgotten to draw the giveaways from the prior week. So now we have basically 4 giveaways to announce today, and then I'll do 2 more for this week's video. Lots of things to give away. All right, so real quick, the 27th, from the 27th, that was August, we had 2 winners. Mindy, you may not have seen this yet because I just picked the random winners this morning. Mindy won the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit. So Mindy, go check that date, or go check that video from the 27th, and you'll have instructions there on what you need to do, just so I can send that to you. And then the other person that won from 2 weeks ago, 27th, was Donna Malone. And Donna won my In the News stamp set because we had done one of our lists in the news that week. All right, so those were the 2 from the 27th. Now, from last week, and I also drew those this morning. Well, let's talk really quickly about how you can win a prize. I do prizes every time that we're together, and I ask you to leave a comment on the video. So not in the chat. The chat goes too fast, and there's too many, there's 3 or 4 hours or however long we're together worth of chat. So it's too hard for me to pick somebody randomly from that. So I ask you to leave a comment on the video itself once we are done. So make a quick note for yourself. Always come back when we're done, anytime between now and when we're together next, excuse me. And you can leave a comment on the video for a chance to win. So from last week, we also had 2 winners, Connie. And Connie, okay, let's see. I think Donna already got back to me this morning. I think Connie got back to me this morning. And I think maybe even Diana. So Connie won the Red Traveler's Notebook album. So I showed these a little bit last week when we were together. So Connie won that. Congratulations, Connie. And then last but not least, for the current winners, hi Connie. Oh, it's so fun that you're here. I love that. Oh, and Donna too. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay. It's completely random, you guys. I just go to the comments and I scroll and I close my eyes, and wherever my finger stops, literally that's who wins. So, but I love that you guys are here. And then we had Diana Jackman, and Diana won the Traveler's Notebook Scrapbook insert. So that is what this is. And it looks so just kind of basic and unassuming, but the idea behind that is you put that in your you put that right into your elastics in your Traveler's Notebook like this, and now you have like pocket pages, right? So some people will put all of they'll just cut their papers to size and do all their lists or their scrapbooking pages or whatever it is in these, and other people will do that and or put photos and all different kinds of things. So it's just kind of a fun way to have a little scrapbooking insert, and that goes to, that was Diana Jackman. All right, so while we're talking prizes, we might as well just get all the things out of the way, and let's talk about the prizes for this week. Okay, so a couple of fun things. Prizes for this week. We have, let me just get that put away. Okay. We have 2 prizes. So let's talk about we already talked about how you win the prizes. You leave a comment on the video once it's done. So first prize, I have 2 new charm sets. Well, I guess you should say Sam. Well, kind of we jointly together. So with the charm sets, I design them and I pick out the product, and then Sam basically builds them. Our younger son, Sam, who's 21. So there is one of the new charm sets. That is a Halloween, but look how cute. You have a little spider web, and then dangling off the spider web, you have the little pumpkin and the ghost. So if you don't know charms on your Traveler's Notebooks, there you go. So that is one. That is actually the summer one that is also on my website. So they just lobster clasp right to your little elastics on the little spine of your Traveler's Notebook. Tracy said, I love dangles and charms. Yes. Hi, Julie's Flat. All right, so that is one. So one lucky winner is going to actually win 2 new ones. So that is Halloween. And then the other one is Christmas. So a fun Santa and a little star. So we'll look at that one real quick, and then I'll show you our next little giveaway. Okay, so there you go. There is Santa with a little, kind of harder to see, that little star. Santa with the little star. I know, Irene, yes, great job, Sam. That's his little side hustle. Sam is in his second year of electrician school, and then also has been working now for 2 years as an electrician. So that's a fun little side hustle for him, and he likes it, so that's fun. All right. Oh, actually, there's 3 giveaways. Speaking of charms, and I'm so glad I had this when I turned around and put that on my little shelf. I was talking about Valerie earlier. So Valerie Beam, BHM. And those of you who are at the Simple Stories retreat this weekend, you probably met Val. But she brought this by, but I thought it was so cute. Look at this is a little charm. So 3 giveaways. This is from her. Let me just write this down though, so I don't forget. So we have 3 giveaways. 1, 2, 3. This is the TN charm. Okay, so look it is a little tiny, it's a little tiny traveler's notebook. Is this not the cutest thing? So you could actually use it in 2 different ways. But look it is literally a little tiny mini traveler's notebook. It also it comes with like this little lobster clasp charm. So that was something that Val, she'd given one of those to me. I don't know, maybe about a year ago, but she brought another one by. So I thought those were super fun. So 3 giveaways today. So let's talk about the 3rd. So thank you, Val, for that. Valerie. I tend to always shorten people's name. I know, isn't it so tiny? Look at that. That's maybe like 2 inches tall. Probably not even 2 inches tall. Okay. And then we're going to list in a minute. But the prizes are kind of fun. So I think we got to get those out of the way first. All right. If you missed us last week or if you happen to miss my email that went out on Thursday or Friday, depending on how the emails go, you either got it Thursday or Friday, I have brand new stamps. So usually about every 3 months-ish, so maybe 4 times a year, I come out with brand new stamps. And brand new stamps, they're in production. I think they started last week. I think they'll ship early this coming week. From my manufacturer in Georgia. So I will start shipping them the week of September 26th. But let's look at the stamps, and then I'm going to give away 2 of the stamps today. And then we'll do some more next time we're together. So first set, the Swatch This pens and pencils. You guys see me pull out my colored pencils every once in a while. And soon I will also be pulling out my Distress watercolor pencils. I have those. Those actually shipped, I want to say yesterday. So I'll have those up in my store later too. Anyhow, but I have tons of colored pencils, and I'm always trying to figure out which color matches closely what, the product I'm using. And I'm always like, oh my gosh, I need to swatch my pencils. Well, here you go. Now there's a stamp set that you can swatch your pencils, pens, and markers so that you have all of your colors and the brand and the type, if it's a pen or maybe it's a mild liner, highlighter, or whatever it is. But then you can color in. So I'm going to stamp with black ink, and then I will color in whatever the color is. So yeah, that's a good one for sure. Next one, Sarah said, I need that pen and pencil swatch. Necessity is the mother of invention, you guys. So most often what you see with my stamp sets, it's because I need it. So I'm like, well, I'm going to make a stamp set, and then everyone can benefit. Next step. This is called List Builder Top 10. So this is a stamp set that is designed for us to do our top 10 list. So it could be top 3, it could be top 5, it could be top 10. But then the other nice thing, you could skip the top part, even though that's the bottom part. You could skip the top 3, 5, 10, and then you have all of your little numbers. So it's kind of a fun number font as well. Then a good little star. Both of those are little 3x4 sets. All right, next up, we have Scatter Alpha. And I had to call it Scatter because that's who this guy is. That's our little squirrel. And our little squirrel is the mascot because I scatter squirrel, right? All the time. So there are 2 different stamp sets. There is a Scatter lowercase and there is a Scatter uppercase. Now, don't look too closely at this Scatter uppercase. This is one of my production samples. This was fixed before it went into production. There were 6 letters missing off of this one. So don't worry. The stamps have already been made, but with the correct letters. These just started out as 1 set together, and when they went to 2 sets, a couple of the letters dropped off. So no worries. Whoever wins this will have the full uppercase. But anyhow, this is another giveaway for today. I'm going to give away that set, the upper, scatter, upper, and lower. And these will be really fun for titles. That's what I plan to use them for, titles for some of my lists. So giveaway, last giveaway for this week, and that one you'll just leave a comment on the video when it's over. So just make your little note to do that. Last set. Patty is crafting along with us. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, Tracy said, can only use words without M through R. And I just have to say that one more time because there will be somebody that has not been listening and then all of a sudden heard me say missing 6 letters and that's all they heard. Not missing 6 letters. That's why you test. That's why you pay for samples, because no matter how many times you look at things, even though that was a totally different reason. Yes, the actual production ones have all the letters. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. In the words of my friend Karen Petrowski, nobody panic. Last set. And I think we'll probably do, we Scatter and I will probably do a giveaway for these next time we're together. But this set, that is actually a 2-part set. And this one's called Out the Window. And I'll show more of that one next week. But Out the Window, this one I'm so excited about because I like to take pictures out the airplane window, out the window of the car, out the window of our RV. I haven't been on a cruise ship in forever, and I don't typically take a train, but you have all of those little icons now to capture your out the window photos, even if you don't really travel on an airplane. That's why I did other little icons. So if you're driving, I know some people don't like to fly and they drive everywhere. So there you go. And I'll show more of those next week. Okay, let's take a quick look at the list that we did last week. Yes, Robin, I loved that font too. I thought it was really fun. I will... I'm in the process now of designing the next round of stamps, just because it takes a couple months to go from A to Z. But there will be another alpha. I love to use alpha stickers in my list, but a lot of times alpha stamps are very handy. So that's one of the things you'll see next time. All right. One of our lists from last week, actually, I will end with that one. Let's start with this guy. Oh, watch list. So watch list, boy, this one has been like hanging around with us forever. Watch list we started a couple of weeks ago. Well, I basically made the title and then did this part, and then we had to leave town. So we had to end, well, we didn't have enough time to finish. So then last week, I started adding things to my watch list, and then I ran out of things. Oh, Sarah. Okay, hold on. Sarah just asked a great question. Sarah said, Layle, will the Santa charm come with the December documented kit? It is, Sarah, it is sold separately. It is not part of the December documented kit. However, if anyone has already placed an order, because I know quite a few of you have placed an order, a pre-order for that December documented kit. As always, if you want to add anything to any of your orders, as long as you haven't received a shipping confirmation yet, that means we can add to your order on the back end. So just send an email to laylebymail@gmail.com or go to my website and click on contact us, and then we can add to your order so you don't pay shipping twice. All right, so yes, I just have to finish this guy, but we had a lot of fun just chatting as I'm talking and working, but you guys are in the chat talking about lots of different things that are on our watch list, which I love, because then you guys clue me into a lot of things. Oh, I haven't heard of that. I need to watch that, like Only Murders in the Building. One of the ones here, if you are a Handmaid's Tale fan, 2 new episodes that just dropped this past week. So of course we already watched them. We watched them. Okay, let's see. Scrapbook says I want those alpha stamps. Yeah, I think they're going to be fun. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. Beach Gal said, good morning, getting settled on the couch with a cup of coffee and my son. Beach Gal, I think it was you, right? You shared the story about your son that made me cry. I mean, not in a bad way, the good cry, right? I think that was you. So if that was you, and if you would like to share that again in the chat, I would love that. Because it was very special to me. And if it's not you, then I'm mixing you up with somebody else. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, good. I thought that was you. So yeah, if you want to share that again in the chat, in case people weren't here last time when you kind of shared that with us, that was very special. All right. And then when she does, I will read it for those of you that are watching the replay, because you don't get to see that. I wanted to end with that one. So what was our other list? Did we do this one last week? Let me look. Oh, we did. Layleisms. And I had said, if your name is not Layle, or if you didn't mean to do a list about things that I say, which you probably didn't, I had suggested that you fill in this part. So it's whatever isms. It's your name, it's someone in your family, a friend, a favorite actor, a favorite actress, a favorite, I don't know, a news person, whatever it is, somebody that you wanted to kind of document the things that they frequently say. So we had a lot of fun with that one. And that one was, we used, Maggie Holmes' new parasol collection. One of the things I suggested with this list, if you are doing a list like this and you haven't done it yet, very helpful to ask other people around you, maybe coworkers, family, friends, because that's what I did. I had about half of this list. And then you guys were telling me in the chat, well, you say this all the time. You say that all the time. You say, ta-da, you say do-to-do, which I totally do, but it just hadn't hit my radar. So that's kind of a fun thing too, is ask other people in your life, because a lot of times they will notice things that, that you say, that you might forget. Hi, Leslie. Yeah, I'll see Leslie next week too. Okay, our last list that we did. Well, I don't think this was the last one. It was somewhere in the middle or the first one. But things I learned this week. And this list, we used the 49 and Market Art Options Elena collection. Ms. L said, you already said do-do-do earlier. Isn't that funny? I don't even recognize I say that. It just kind of comes out. Yes, I'm glad that you guys pointed that out for me. It's too funny. All right. So things I learned this week, and I thought this was a fun list to do every so often, just to kind of look back. And this could be things I learned this week, things I learned this month. Typically, when we get to the year end, we will do a lot of lists like this, kind of reflecting on the year, looking towards the new year and different things. So we'll be doing that again for sure at the end of 2022, at the end of this year. So Beach Gal now just posted, so I'll tell you what she said. She said, I shared that my son has disabilities and he loves to sit and watch these videos with me. There is something very calming to him. It's art and someone talking, but it's not loud and overwhelming. And I love that. That was so special when you said that before, and it brought tears to my eyes, because it was very sweet. And she said he will sit the whole 3 hours, that's right. Any kind of son, any kind of boy, any kind of male, right? Sometimes trying to get them to sit for 3 whole minutes, let alone 3 whole hours. Yeah. So that's very special. Thanks for sharing that again with us, Beach Gal. All right. So one of the things that I did on this list, after we were together, and I said I was going to do this, but I could not find my white paint. So what I did, I came back and I added white, kind of white, one of my hairs is in there, white spatter, I guess, white spatter. Let's try that. So you can see the paper the paper does not have all those little white spatters on it. That is something that I added. Oh, Beach Gal. So Beach Gal said I should also mention he is 20 years old. So I am saying hello to Beach Gal's son. Hello, Beach Gal's son. So fun. Okay. And Terry said, I love that. Joshua. Hi, Joshua. Yes, so nice. Nice to have you with us, Joshua. I love that you love to do this with your mom. So very special. I'm very honored that you do that. So have fun. Always have fun. And then now lots of people in the chat are saying, hi, Joshua, welcome. So hello, Joshua. Yes, so that's wonderful. So I thought really quick what I would show you guys is how to do a little technique like this. It's super easy. And there are kind of a couple of different ways you can do it. Scrapinology just said, hi all, I was at the market and saw SpaghettiOs and thought a good list topic would be favorite childhood food. So Scrapinology, I think we've done it. I'd have to go back and look at our list of lists, but I think we've done that. That was a really fun one. Speaking of our list of lists, in the description box of the video down below, I always link there are links to our past list topics. So there's one there for 2020. There's one there for 2021. And I think there's one maybe there for part of 2022. I've been very delinquent at putting that list together. List of our list topics for 2022. So that's on my to-do list. Okay. So I thought I'd just show you kind of how to do this. Very easy. And you could do this with really any color. I just thought it would be really fun to do it with white because that teal is just so pretty and the white would really pop. All right. So I need we'll also be using Art Elena again today. So maybe what I'll just end up doing is I may end up, let me grab this. Actually, let me grab I think the piece of paper that I was going to use. Not that one, hang on. Maybe that one, it could be that one, I guess. Oh, I think it was this one. So it is this one, but we will not see, we probably won't see the white spatters on there. So I will just do it on this one so you can kind of see how it works. Like I said, you could do this with any ink, whether you have a spray ink or it doesn't even have to be a spray ink. You could make your own ink, your own liquid ink by just, wait, what is that one? Hang on. Where is my, oh, okay, hang on. My spray bottle's not in there, so bear with me one sec. I just need to go fill up a spray bottle with some water in order to do this. So I'll be right back. I only have to go, the powder room is right next door to me, so hang tight. So I think what I had done, I don't know, I think I was going out of town and I thought, oh, I'm going to take a little spray bottle so when I'm at the hotel and I'm ironing my clothes, I can have a little spray bottle. Well, don't ever steal things out of your craft room or your craft stash or whatever and then forget to put them back, because I think that's what I've done. All right, so I have two different white spray inks here. I have one that is alt new and it is pure white, and then this one is really old, okay? This one is super old. This one is from Studio Calico. I don't think that they make these anymore. I saw someone use this alt new pure white and I loved it. So I bought it from scrapbook.com. I linked it in the description box of this video. So I could use either one of these, but here's the other thing I could do. If I did not have spray ink, I really don't need spray ink. If I didn't have spray ink, I could take, I'm just looking, hang on, where's my watercolor? Oh, I could take watercolor and I could kind of make liquid in order to do this. So I could take any watercolor and do this. I would probably, if I was going to kind of use watercolor as opposed to a liquid mixed already ink, I'd test this first. And really, with anything, you should always test first because you never know how something's going to turn out, right? We never know. So, and actually, I did not need... I need to move some of these things out of the way because when I did this before, I made a giant mess. When I used to use spray ink a lot, one of the things that I would do, I had a box. So a small box. Oh, you know what? This could totally work. I happen to have this in here. Don't ask why. I happen to have this big, like, banker's box lid in here. So one way that you could use this would be to just take your spray ink and spray. Now, if you take a spray ink and spray, hang on. You take a spray ink and spray, you can see as I do that, it's a little bit harder to control where that splatter is going. And sometimes you'll get a high concentration. Like that's a high concentration right there of splatter that I probably don't want on my project, whatever I'm doing. So let me just hold that up to make sure that you can see that. I am a little bit delayed here in what I'm seeing. So hang tight. Let me see if I can get us. Hold on. Deep. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can see that. See, there's that high concentration there, and I probably don't want kind of a high concentration like that on my project. So another thing I could do is I could take, oh, now I'm gonna make a mess. I could unscrew this. Don't let that spill, Layle. And I could either try to drop it like that, right? Then I get not necessarily a high concentration that way, but I get really dark splatters that I might not want. So instead of doing that, I could also try and flick it. All right. And then that is also going to give me, I mean, it's kind of going everywhere, but it's also giving me still a little bit more of a higher concentration of ink in my splatters than I think I want. So then here is the last thing, not the last thing. Here's another way to do it. And this way, I think, oh my goodness, you should see. That splatter now goes all the way like to the end of my, I don't know, is that a 5-foot table? Yeah. All right, so if I try to use a box like this, I might want a bigger box just because the overspray is then going to go up the sides of the box. So just kind of, if you are playing with something like this, then, oh yeah, look at the overspray even got here. So what I'm going to do here instead, I am going to just spray a little bit of that down, and I may need to get a little bit more. I don't know, if I add a little bit more water, it may end up getting too diluted so that I won't really see the white. So I just took a paintbrush and I had sprayed some of that ink on my paint. Then I can do this, and this is what I did on my list. And I'm just flicking it. And you guys see how I'm just flicking that? And I'm getting a really fine, right? I'm getting a really fine splatter. So lots of different ways that you can play with. Look at me being a mixed media person. Not. Yeah, wet wipe, I know. Because now the white, although it's not too bad because it's white. If it was black, I would be freaking out. But let's be honest, I'm still freaking out a little bit because, you know. Oh, I wonder what's here. FedEx guy just pulled up. It is every day. FedEx, UPS, Amazon, Postman, lots of things are always here. Okay, so there we go. That's just kind of a fun, oh yes, and it's a good idea to have wipes with you because I have now a little bit of overspray all over my hands. Okay, I think we're good, right? All right, anyhow, that's just kind of a fun little technique. Like I said, you don't have to have spray. Oh, Terry said flicking paint off of a toothbrush works great too. That would be fun, right? Yes, but an old toothbrush or a new toothbrush that maybe you buy from the dollar store that you are not, I'm going to just pull this up while I'm talking, that you are not, you know, brushing your teeth with. For sure, we don't want to brush our teeth with inky paint. But you could do that, really, you could do it with acrylic paint. If you're doing it with acrylic paint, you put a little dab of acrylic paint on there, then I would definitely add some water because it's going to be far too thick or concentrated. Dandy said, Vicky would be so proud of you, Layle. She would be, huh? Sarah said that too, yes. I'll have to tell her, I'll have to say, Vicky, guess what I did? Last week, Colleen also shared that you could also do that with a fan paintbrush. So if you do it with a fan paintbrush, you know what I mean? Like it goes like that and then it kind of fans out. You would definitely get a wider spray because you have more bristles, right? All right, so real quick, all I'm going to do is just try to clean that off a little bit. Having water in here makes me very nervous. Just because, you know, water and paper, and it's not something that I do often. Okay, now the nice thing is, I didn't even really think about this ahead of time. I can just put, now that I have it in this little tray, just put that away. Just put that away. So if you don't have a tray or something like that, or a box, hang on. What's going on? Oh goodness, someone's dog, oh boy. Someone's dog got out. And I think the guy, the family that owns the dog, he's like a little puppy. They're trying to get him to come back and he's running around like crazy and he's not coming back. Sorry, I got distracted because they were like in our driveway. Oh, now they're in our driveway again. Okay, distractions. All right, so that was just kind of a fun little technique. And the white showed up really well on that teal from Art Options Elena. And we will use that. Oh my gosh, you should see there's white paint all over there. From when I did one of our first little flicks or something. All right, so we'll use that collection again in one of our lists today. But for our first list today, we are going to, I also need to, guess what? I also need to, I need to start a new insert. So when we're together next week, I am going to, I know the paper, it is so pretty. Oh, okay. Mari said, Mari, hi. Nice to see you. No, Mary Ferry, right? Mary? I get confused on who tells me what and how to remember how to pronounce their name, but I want to say Mary Ferry. So Mary, correct me if I'm wrong. Mary said there is also unicorn spray. Hero Arts has it. All right. So yes, different sprays would basically give you the same effect. You can buy the sprays like I had. Yep. Very Mary. Love it when you guys remind me of how I can pronounce your name because I want to pronounce it correctly, like Layle by mail or Layle, Gail, but with an L. Oh gosh, today's a lot of scattering, isn't it? Lots of scattering today. Now I'm going to be totally distracted in the chat. So just bear with me because let's see. Tracy said, great idea. The dentist insists on giving me a toothbrush at every checkup, even though I have an electric toothbrush. I usually donate them to women's shelters, but maybe I'll keep one. There you go. Keep one, keep donating them, keep one, and then you can play. Gerda said, great idea. The paintbrush, maybe I should do mixed media finally too. Looks like fun. So you know what? That is for me, that's easy mixed media. You guys know mixed media scares the pants off of me, right? So, but that is something I can wrap my head around. And it's still pretty, well, I was gonna say pretty clean, but not really. We'll be doing a little bit more mixed media, maybe when we're together next with some stencils and some distress ink. So that'll be fun. Look forward to that. Cindy, hi Cindy. Cindy said, this is my first time at a live here, loving it. Have loved watching List With Me videos. Think I will make one of these books for November, maybe even one for October as well. I love it. Oh, Colleen, perfect. Colleen said she learned the fan paintbrush for splatters from Kathy Zilski. I love that. Kathy's a genius. And I'm very familiar with chasing a dog through the neighborhood. Linda May said, I'm going to have to sew my first traveler's notebook because it fell apart. We'll have to find your how-to video. Yes, that is definitely a very common thing. And now I have 2 that I need to sew, and I have promised you guys a video. Linda May, I kind of showed how to do it a couple years ago, but I promised a video where I just kind of do a sped up version. So I will do that. But this is what happens. Just because once you start adding things, your little staples, if your traveler's notebook insert is stapled together, mine is, your staples can only hold so much, right? So it doesn't fall apart. It's just that the pages start to lift out because the staples can't hold them anymore. And when I'm done with an insert, that's usually when I go back and take off the cover, put on a new cover, and then stitch it up. So I will be doing that for sure. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. And Vicky makes mixed media easier for me. Yes, and I think Vicky's tagline is mixed media for everyone. She does. She makes it very easy and non-intimidating. All right, so our first list, I have to start a new insert. So next weekend, or when we're together again in 2 weeks, I will be using one of the stamp sets that I had designed for this purpose. It's called, excuse me, Right Here. WRITE here, where I will kind of end my insert here, and then I will also use that same stamp set to start a new insert there. Because I know some of you don't like to do single page lists. You like everything to be together. That leaves you with, oh my gosh, what do I do there? So we'll cover that when we are together again next. And actually, I need to make sure I give myself a note to do that. We need to first do right here. To end and start. Okay, there we go. You already know when we're together on the first, one of our list topics is about last month, because that's what we do at the beginning of our month. Okay, so, boy, oh my heavens. Oh yeah, I say that a lot. We're an hour in, but that's okay, because we did a little demo, right? We're learning and trying and playing and experimenting, and that's part of what we do here on Saturdays. So, and then we list, so which is what we're going to do right now. So our first list topic for today is things I'm looking forward to this fall. Now, typically, every season, I do this list. So I do this list 4 times a year. Things I'm looking forward to this spring, summer, winter, and fall. And because we are getting into fall, that's what we're going to do today, our first list. So I have pulled out some products from a new collection. It is called Ginger Snap, and it is from Pretty Little Studio, and I have it on my website. So you'll see, if you look in the description box of the video down below, you will see a link that said click here to see the products I'm using. That will take you to a page on my website where I show you all in one spot, kind of all the products, most of the products I am using for our listing session today, and that will always be there every week. So you can see what I'm using. So I am using Ginger Snap. Now I have to tell you guys, as soon as I put this up, this collection has been flying off the virtual shelves on my website. So there are a few things that have sold out already. I want to say maybe 5 or 6 things that have sold out already on my website. I placed a reorder yesterday. So if there was something that you saw that you didn't have a chance to snag up before it sold out, go to that product on the website and click the little box that says email me when available. As soon as I get that product back in, and hopefully that'll be maybe end of next week. As soon as product gets back in, as soon as I add inventory to the website, it will automatically email you and say, guess what? It's back. So if you missed out on something, but oh my goodness, it's darling. It is so, so cute. I'm going to see. Oh, look it. Karen and Terry, you guys should totally meet up. Sounds like they're about less than 40 minutes apart. You guys should meet for lunch, and then you should post a picture of you guys together in the Facebook group, because that is what Mindy and Kim did. Mindy and Kim learned that they were both very close to each other in Oklahoma, and they did that. So they've kind of become fun little friends. Linda May said, it is adorable. Why do I have to love all the stuff? Linda May, I'm right there with you, dear. I am right there with you because I have to love all the stuff too. Okay, so here we go. Our first list, things I'm looking forward to this fall. So I had put, oh my gosh, if you guys could see, here's Trey. Because it was as I was starting to work or get all the stuff out that I thought I wanted to use, I had one of everything that's in the collection. But there's a lot of stuff in this collection. So lots of 8x8 papers. There's lots of icons, die cuts, labels, all kinds of fun things. So this will be a 2-page list for me. And I haven't thought much about, well, clearly, here's my sketch. This is my sketch today of our list. Maybe I'm like the emperor that has no clothes. Can you see? Isn't that lovely sketch? Everyone's like, oh, yes, it is. People are like, wait a minute, did she use an invisible pen? Yes, I have no sketch. So we'll kind of see what happens. So I had pulled out some papers, like I said, from the collection that I thought might be fun to work with. Now, this one I loved because this is like a true, like quintessential Indian summer, right? In Utah, we definitely have Indian summers. So it'll be really hot, then it'll be cold and hot, and then it'll snow, and then it'll be hot again. And so this I thought was a really pretty kind of Indian summer. This, like mixed media, right? This is just one of the papers. So it's really cool that all the splatters have already been done for us. Like all of the paint has already been done for us. So that's kind of fun. I may use that one. We'll see. Oh, actually, I think I'll probably for sure end up using that. Now, interesting. So this may be a 1-page list. I don't know. But then look at this one. This one I love too. Just all the little artwork on here. And then that kind of the lines there would be really fun for making a list. So now I'm torn because if I did this, I would just cut it off right there. But then these two really don't go together. I mean, they could. They're part of the same collection, but they really don't go together. So I need to decide what I want to do. I don't know. I might find a way to make them work together. Okay. I might find a way to make them work together because I would like to maybe do my title over here and then my list here. The reason I'm thinking my list might be kind of fun here, there are really kind of 1, 2, 3. And that's a little bit, but that's fine. 4, but there's really 1, 2, 3 kind of areas on this page. And I have 3 main topics for my list, things I'm looking forward to this fall, kind of 3 main like things. So I had pulled out 1, 2, 3. Now these sold out almost right away. These definitely are coming back. So I think they're so fun. But I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to use both of these papers. So just bear with me. I know it looks like they kind of don't go together, but we're going to make them go together. So I need to, get out my trimmer. Here we go. I forgot to get that out. All right, now that we're working, how is everybody today? This is when you guys can kind of now lots of you have been in the chat already, but hop in and tell me what you're doing today for this lovely September fall-ish weekend. Right? All right, I need to cut that little product strip off the bottom. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Well, this is what I'm doing today, clearly. And then after that, I need to, oh, wait, hold on. Let's see, Melissa. Oh, okay, here we go. Melissa said, this may have been asked before, but Layle, have you ever considered having a retreat of your own? We would come, am I right, ladies? So, Melissa, we've talked about that a little bit. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I am not afraid of work. I work a lot. So my issue is that I don't know when I would sleep, because I already work so much as it is. So there are no plans for one right now. I won't say that there will never be one. I'll just say there's no plans for one right now. I mean, I would need to hire a whole staff, and I have a number of people that work for me, and I should say work with me in different kind of areas. But I would need to have somebody that is all that they would do, because that is a huge undertaking. Oh, hold on, I need to get my corner rounder. But I will tell you something in 1 second. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, there we go. I am very flattered. I am very flattered that that you even would want me to do that. So thank you. But no time in the near future. I'd probably end up divorced. I don't want to be divorced. Nick would probably be like, "You did what? You're going to do what?" I don't handle stress well. And I'm stressed all the time. Stress in my life manifests itself in migraines. And so I would have like one solid migraine for however long I was planning it. So, not in the near future. Okay, so that is going to be the list on the left side of my page, or not the list, but that's going to be on the left side of my page. Sarah said, could you partner with someone to do logistics? Sarah, I for sure could, yes, no doubt. I mean, I even really have someone that I work very closely with. She helps me, well, she helps me. I pay her, but she does a lot of sourcing for me and helps. She's working with me quite a bit in the new Traveler's Notebooks that I will be releasing. So she could, well, if I hired her to do that, but yeah, it's just right now. Yeah. No, not right now. Layle, yes, a conference, please. Oh, look at Wendy said, I used to be a conference planner. Oh, no doubt in my mind that I would have all kinds of help. You guys would be awesome. I know people would be coming out of the woodwork to help, which I also very much appreciate, but I have to know my limits, and I know that would probably put me over the edge. I'd be in a little white jacket. Curled up in the corner, right? All right, so I need, let's see, if I want this to be, oh, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a zero centering ruler, because I would like to, let's see if my brain will work today. I need this to be 4, and we did this last week, didn't we? I need this to be 4 3/4, which ended up being 2 3/8, right? So I used my little zero centering ruler. I need the 12-inch one, because that one is not wide enough, because it's an 8-inch paper. So these are 2 of, oh, I just remembered I saw something. Somebody asked when my pencil board will be here. They are currently being manufactured. So I should have, hopefully the pencil boards maybe by the end of the month. And when they get here, I'll talk more about pencil boards. But same company is making the pencil boards for me that makes my rulers. So zero centering rulers. There are 2 sizes. There is a 6-inch and a 12-inch. You'll see that this one is teal. This one is white. They come in any color that you want them to come in because you paint them. They are etched, and you'll see that they are down to the 16th of an inch. They're marked to the 16th of an inch, so it makes it super easy to know what you're measuring. But you have 0 to 6 on top, and then you have 0 in the center, 3 to the right, 3 to the left. This is a zero centering ruler. Because it's etched, you can just take some acrylic paint, a little dab of acrylic paint, and do this with your finger, and then wipe it off. When you do that, the paint sticks in the little etch marks and nowhere else. So I'm going to use the 12-inch because I have an 8-inch piece of paper. I would like this piece to be 4 3/4 because that is what I do on my Traveler's Notebook inserts, because my inserts are 5 inches wide. So if I do 4 3/4, I end up with a little white border all the way around. So I need that to be 4 3/4. And if I use my zero centering ruler, we know that half of 4 3/4 is 2 3/8. So all I need to do is from the right of 0, find 2 3/8. Oh wait, hold on. I need to make sure that I'm lined up on the edges. So I have 4 inches over here, 4 inches over here, because it is 8 inches, right? I'm at the bottom of the 0 centering ruler. 0, I know that's 0 because I have 4 on both sides. And if I want to have this be 4 3/4, I find 2 3/8 over here. And I find 2 3/8 over here. And there we go. So I didn't have to like measure and figure out, okay, if this is 8 and I need 4 3/4, then how much do I subtract here? How much do I subtract here? That 0 centering ruler is super handy when it comes to things like that. So let's go right there. And those are on my website as well. I don't remember, I should always have those linked in the things I'm using because I pretty much use those every time. All right. There we go. That will be my list on the right side of the page. And that is where I'm going to write my list. So before, and I kind of just skipped over this, I pulled out my corner rounder, and I like to round the outside corners of my lists because we have rounded corners on the inserts. Now, yeah, I'll do it like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put this guy down. Linda May said another must-have. Yeah, I think, here's the thing, you guys, that's also a lot of what I do, and I mentioned this before, a lot of the products that I create and come out with are out of necessity, right? They are things that I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had this would be super helpful. Or if I had that, it would be super helpful. Now, my friend Amy that I was talking about earlier, who does some work for me, she brought these to me. She's like, I think this would be a really good thing for you to have on your website. I'm like, yeah. So that was awesome. And then they have our little scatter on them. And yes. Okay. So there we go. I know right now it's looking a little like it doesn't match. Trust me, when we're done, it's going to look awesome. All right. So I know I wanted the one here and the 2 here, and these will overlap a little bit because I don't want, I mean, I could, there's nothing wrong with having something like that. Right? But I think I would like them to be a little bit more overlapping so that the 1 is more in the pink, the 2 is a little bit more in the yellow, and then the 3 will be in this kind of second yellow. Like that. Ish, right? I guess this one needs to come back over here a little bit if we're doing it that way. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to grab, where do you suppose, where do you suppose one of my glue pens is? Hang on. It is, hang on, sorry, my back is to you. All right, well, this is a giant one, but no, I don't want that one. All right, well, we're just going to use, this one will work. It's kind of old and gummy, but I use a glue pen a lot. And I carry these also on my website. There are 2 sizes. No, I don't know where the other one is either. Just know that I've been in design world all week, finishing up my December documented. So some of my tools are on a tray over there. Anyhow, yeah, that one's not going to work at all. That one's dried out. That one needs to go to the garbage. Okay, hang on. I need to run downstairs and grab, not there. I need to run downstairs and grab a glue pen, friends, okay? Because I'm going to have a heck of a time trying to get that adhered without a glue pen. So hang tight. I will be back in 2 and 2. And then I'm going to ask you a question about that in a sec. Hang on. If somebody like just happens to join the video, start watching when I'm not there, they're probably like, what the heck? What the heck? Where are we? Okay. Tracy, I love it. Oh, Tracy. Okay. I wondered if anyone would catch on that. So when I left, I said, I'll be back in 2 and 2. What you guys didn't see me do, I said, I'll be back in 2 and 2. I did this. Chuck Woolery, love connection. That's what he used to do. Commercial break. He'd say, we'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay. All right. So 2 glue pens. There is a chisel tip and then there's a fine tip. So I will end up using both of these. Glue pens come in very handy when you are, now I'm out of breath. Come in very handy when you are trying to adhere small pieces like that, right? You see how like the one has the serif? Those little lines are serif, little serifs. So will come in handy. Now I have to get this going because it's brand new. I just took it out of the package. So that is how you can see. It was white before. Now the glue has started to come into that tip. And I am just going to do that. Now, if I wanted to, I could use the chisel tip in some of this wider area, but we'll just do that. Okay, so there is our one. Let's put that guy, I think about right there. That'll be good. Aren't these numbers fun? Pretty Little Studio does these the same font with each of their collections. Now I'll use the chisel tip on this one. Whoops. That's a lot of glue right there. The same font on each of their collections. Melissa owns Pretty Little Studio. She just alters the pattern on them. So we've used these in the past a couple times on a couple of our lists. I think we used one, a black and white polka dot one, in December, maybe last year. And then I used one this spring. Yes, I used it with Simple Stories, Let's Get Crafty. And it was a kind of a newsprint. That was really fun. Hi, Carla from Arkansas. This fall, I'm looking forward to a trip up to Texas with my husband. I love it. All right. So since Carla kicked us off on that, you guys tell me, what are you looking forward to this fall? What are some of the things you are looking forward to this fall? Now, I know if you're in Southern California, Susie Comey always reminds me of this. Susie, it's so funny. For some reason, this is what I always remember about you. I remember lots of things about you, Susie. Don't get me wrong. But that Southern California doesn't really experience fall, right? So you can say, well, the changing colors of the leaves. Well, if you are in certain parts of the country, you don't have that. You don't experience that, right? And the other thing is, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, fall is very different for you, right? Fall is really spring, although you call it fall. I mean, autumn. You call it autumn, right? I think autumn, Southern Hemisphere at least, Australia, and I think New Zealand, they call it autumn, not fall, if I'm correct. I mean, if I'm correct, if I'm right, yeah. Okay, now what was I don't even remember however, yeah, don't mind me. Don't mind me. A little scattered. That's just who I am. So hopefully you're good with that because that doesn't change. All right. I'm just outlining my list because it's also something I do. Outline my list. Now, normally what I do is, I don't write my list directly on top of the pattern paper. And that's just me. There's nothing wrong with writing your list on top of the pattern paper. But usually what I do is I am putting like white cardstock down, right? So like on this guy, I did not write my list directly on the paper. I put white cardstock down. But here, this is kind of a really good spot for me to write my list. So I think that I will do it that way. Now there's something that's really bugging me. Do you know what it is? I have all this extra space up there. So really, I should have had one be a little bit more up here and then 2 and then 3. So we'll have to figure out something that can go here. Like maybe loving this could go up there, right? There we go. That'll work. That's a nice little space for that. I did not plan that. All right. So I had pulled out these sticker sheets. These are clear stickers. And this one said ready for fall. And I was thinking, so that could maybe work on something. I think what I might do, that's kind of small for a title. I think it's a little small for me for a title, but I have an idea. Let me come here. There were some, just about lost all of those. There were some fun, oh yes. die cuts. So these are these are called Harvest Moon die cuts. These are kind of journal tags. So I think what I might be able to do, part of my title on this and then maybe work that ready for fall in somewhere. So let's see. Oh, let me try to keep these contained. Just throw them in here. Colleen said, things I'm looking forward to in the fall are the new TV shows and the new episodes of my favorites. Oh, very good. Dallas football, bonfires and hay rides. Very good. Oh, now we're going to get, okay. Nobody go getting all political in terms of your football and who's better than who. Not political, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Fall baking and winter vegetables like acorn and butternut squash. Yes, right. Ooh, Southern California football and barbecues. Fall in Maine, definitely soup time and hoodie weather. Yes. Very good. Okay. So let's figure out what we could do our title on. Keeping in mind that we would like to use this ready for fall. I think I'd like to use ready for fall. What I'm going to do really quickly is... This is funny. You either love pumpkin season or you are wrong. It's funny. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Okay. What I'm going to do, I want this ready for fall. Like I said, I am going to just cut this out of the sticker sheet. It's a clear sticker, but I'm going to cut it out of the sticker sheet just so it's a little bit easier for me to figure out where I want to use it. I'll keep that little heart on there. All right, ready for fall. See, it's really too small. But now I have all of these things. So let's see. No. That could work, right? That could really work. Let's just look at what else we have here. No. Lots of little kind of journaling spots, lots of labels. These are fun. Note about this creating now. Oh, I have an idea. I might use this now one for something. Let's keep this right here and see if we like that. All right, I think maybe if that would work. Now I need to bring in a few more things because it's still really plain over here. So initially we're like, oh my gosh, those things don't look like they go together at all, right? Well, guess what? As soon as we put that down, now we're getting a little bit closer, right? Because we're pulling in the orange from here now over to here. And now you start to see more of that orange that's there, right? So we're trying to find things that will help to glue those two sides together. Now, there's some really cute little animals, like backyard animals and wildlife and things like that in this collection. Stickers or die cuts. So let's look here because I feel like we need to get some little animals in here. Now, one of the reasons I love this collection, well, I love everything that Melissa does, and it's just always lovely. Everything is always lovely. I need another tray. Hang on. I just need a little something to dump these out in so I can see what I have. There's little animals in this one, in this pack. This is the potpourri mix. So let's see what we find in here. I just need, these are larger. I think those are either the backyard wildlife or wildlife. I don't remember which one it is, but I'm looking for some little animals that are a little bit smaller. So let's see. Those little, aren't those cute? Those little pine cones? Oh, where there's that, we know what can't be too far, right? What can't be too far? There's got to be a squirrel in here, right? That's a cute little Bambi. Fox, all right. There has to be, actually, I can see if I look at this. Is there a little squirrel? Oh, there he is. Look it. There's our little squirrel. So we'll see if he works. Look how fun this one is. All right. Let's see now what we've got. We have some good things that we're working with. Ooh, here's another. Okay. Da, 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 da. I definitely don't want to cover up this little girl. I have some things going here, so maybe we build on this a little bit. These are, what were these called? Oh, these are called dried flowers. But look at, these are large, oh, hang on, I'm stuck over here. Little die cuts. So we can kind of fill in maybe a little bit more of our space down here. Ooh, this is kind of a fun one. We're just going to end up, although I think this guy I would like without a stem. Yes, Terry, still ginger snap. Everything that I'm still using is still ginger snap. I have not moved yet. I have not moved on yet. All still ginger snap. Ooh, okay, I like those colors. Those are fun. Let me bring all these. See, I need more trays. I need more trays. Ouch. Which I happen to have. These, for me, having trays like this in my craft room, super invaluable. Because if you're already working on something and you kind of have a mess, then this helps you contain your stuff, right? Helps you contain your stuff so that you can look at everything without it kind of going every which way. I think we might need one of these down here, maybe a little bit. And then we're going to have to start to move a little bit up here. Oh, I know. I pulled out these little houses. Our little houses could maybe be cute on here, right? Since there's a little house right there. All right, now we're going to have to find some things that can also go down here because we're going to have a lot going on over here, and right now not a lot happening over here. So we'll have to see what we can also start to bring in over to this side. Maybe we need something like that over here. No, this over here. So this is my process. And you know, everybody designs differently, but this is what I do. I just pull the stuff out and then start figuring out what I like. And sometimes things work and sometimes things don't work at all, right? Sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, that's horrible. I hate that. And sometimes you're like, oh, look at, I love that. I just play. You kind of have to play sometimes, right? To see what you like and what works, and then what doesn't work. Oh, our little guy. Yeah, it's a good one, Terry. Terry said, "Wow, what a." I think she means thorough collection. Yes. All right. Fall means starting to make Christmas ornaments. Oh, Cindy, I choose a theme each year and make a dozen ornaments for each of my siblings and friends. I usually make a dozen of each. Oh my goodness, that's so fun. I love that. All right. So Karen said, oh wait, hold on. Karen said, sometimes it's about layering things that can bring two pages together cohesively or can also make them go awry in my pages. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Sometimes things can get a little out of hand, right? Sometimes things can get a little out of hand very quickly. And then I haven't like adhered anything yet, right? So I'm good. I'm safe. I don't like that there. That's too, as much as I like the little squirrel, it's too much. It just looks very out of place right there. I'm just trying to now bring in some things up here, just so it's not so finite up here, right? All right. Oh, ready for fall. So, ready for fall. What if ready for fall? Let's see. What if ready for fall fits right in there? We'll see. We'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Terry, I love that, Terry. Terry said, I just created my first scrapbook album class, and I can't tell you how many times I heard your voice in my head while I was creating. You do you. Yes, for sure. All right. Ready for fall. And that's fun because clear stickers. Melissa always does clear stickers in her collections, which I love because it doesn't look, if I want to put this, let's say right here, and I'm going to have to commit because it's a sticker. So once I put it down, it's going to be down. We'll just put that right there. But now it looks like it was either part of the paper or it looks like I stamped it on there, right? Which I did neither. I just used a clear sticker. So that's kind of fun. I think that will go there. Ready for fall. I am going to commit to these things now because they're going to start to move around and I don't want to do that. And I'm going to show a little tip. I did the same thing last week. But this is a great tip. I need to find some washi, so hang on. I know, that sounds funny. I need to find some washi. Said Layle never, because I have like a gajillion rolls. Here we go. We'll just use this one. So this little tip, this is not mine. I wish I could see. Yes, my title is going to go right in there. So have no fear, it's going right there. I probably did not communicate that part yet, right? Okay, so I'm taking washi, and it really doesn't matter what kind of washi it is. This happens to match, but that doesn't matter. So actually though, I may even, now that I see this, I might even use this, because that would be nice. Let's see if I can, let's, hang on. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked. Let me see if this can lift up a little bit. Can I lift this up? Oh yes, we'll be good. Okay, so I'm going to, this will be form and function. Okay, we're going to use the washi as it's designed. Then we're also going to use it for a little pretty awesome trick that I did not invent. One of you, I don't ever remember who it is. I need to write this down. If you're here, then you say, yes, that was me. I'm the one who told you about that trick one Saturday while we were together. But we'll talk about that in a sec. Okay, so we'll just have a little washi across there at the bottom. So that's function, right? I mean, that's form. That's form. We're using the washi for the look, but now we're going to use the washi for function. And that guy I'm not going to worry about. So I have all of these little die cuts kind of where I want them, right? Now it's a little bit hard to pick all those up and then glue them individually and then put them back down, because I'm going to lose where I want them all to be. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my washi and I'm going to do that, okay? That will not pick up that guy, but we'll have to come back and get him. So once I do that, I can now lift gently all of this off, and I can come in and put my adhesive on the back of all of this, but it's all maintaining the exact same position as I had it down here, right? Because the washi picked it all up in one solid piece, except for this guy because he was up too high. So now I can come back in again and put this down. Right about right there, okay? Right about right there. And then I pull the washi off. So this was pure, pure function, not form. What I mean by pure function, I mean, gosh, hang on. I'm picking up a little bit of the color on that. Let me try to go this way. Oh, okay. So it's working in some spots, very interesting, but not in some spots. So it must be how this is printed. Must be how that's printed. I'm not going to worry because I need to be gentle. I think maybe I was trying to go too fast. I pulled up a little bit of the paint, not the paint, I pulled up a little bit of the color, but that's okay because I'll put something over the top. All of Melissa's products are made in the US. She makes actually everything at home. So it's probably with this, I'm going to say it's probably whatever printer that she is using, where the ink lifted up on that a little bit. I lost that guy. Oh, look, we'll just put that one right there. The ink lifted up a little bit. So if you're doing that at home, if you're doing that little trick at home, maybe do a little test one first. And if that happens, just lift it back up, or not lift it back up, but go slow. And then also, if you pull up a little bit of the color, then just put it, put something over it like I just did. But generally, with like big manufacturers like Simple Stories or American Crafts or Doodlebug or something like that, that will totally work for you. All right, so there we go. Oh, I think this guy, oh boy, Layle, I think this guy was over here, wasn't he? Yes. That's okay. Well, I'll put something else there. I better put this guy down though. I better put this guy down now though. There we go. Oh my heavens, what did I just do? Don't mind me. Just a beginner crafter here. There we go. Karen said, love the idea and have actually done it before without even thinking about it being a technique. I'm using washi to label what goes on my what technology cord so I can't stress out. Yeah, that's another great thing to do with your washi, is to label your cords, right? You know, you have a cord for everything, and I just got a new Kindle, and for whatever reason, then it now has a new cord, different cord than the old cord, and you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, come on. So yeah, washi's great for that, labeling your cords. I do that too with my, especially when our boys were home. We're empty nesters now, but when our boys were home, I would take washi and wrap the same color or pattern around the cord itself and then around the little plug that goes in the wall, so that it was very clear if someone borrowed my my charger that I knew who it was, because it was, yeah, you could tell. All right, so now I think we might need some more things just to go up along here, but not that guy, maybe. Just to kind of soften that up along the edge. That will be cute there. I'm still doing a lot over to this side, and I've really done nothing to add to this side except for a little washi. All right. I need to cover that up. So I think what I can do is, if I trim this little guy, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make a little notch in him. Like that. That will fit right there, and that is where I can add my date. We'll never even know. We'll never even know that I did a little boo-boo there. You can always fix things, right? Just cover it up. Cover it up. No need to start over. And then now would be, what's now? Now is September. Oh, that's crooked. September 7. Oh my gosh, you believe that? Uh-oh, it's not quite ready yet. September 17th, 2022. All right. Okay, now, oh yeah, we had this cute little bird. The little bird might be cute up in there. I still need to add my title. Let's add our loving this. I think that's good to come over here. That will go nicely there. So a lot of the titles in this collection, the title die cut packs, really have nothing to do with fall, right? Like loving this and hello, and I had some others out here. Enjoy. Those are great for really anything. Does not have to be fall. Even this, like capture this moment with you, magical place, loving this story, good life, photo, adventure awaits, you are amazing. I mean, really, pumpkin spice and everything in ice, that's definitely fall. Sweater weather, that's definitely fall. But other than that, I mean, everything else there could be used for really anything. All right, I need to do my titles, so I think we better get ready for that. Let's do, we're going to do some alpha stickers, and we're going to do black. And we are going to do, there we go. Mary, I love that. Mary said, no such thing as mistakes, just a new path to explore. Bingo. Absolutely. Happy accident, right? Like, I think Bob Ross used to say that. Just a happy accident. Just a happy accident, or happy trees. Happy something, right? Happy something. All right, we're going to use those. I use those on so many things. Those are Doodlebug My Type, and I have those in lots of different colors on the website. But I love the font, and I think with the black that I have going, that might be nice right there. So I'm just going to say things I'm looking forward to. I don't need to say this fall because kind of already fall is there, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to get that, and then we'll come and keep kind of adding some things. Like, now I'm getting distracted. Like, maybe this can go over here. Oh, no. All right, see that looks like it's just like out in no man's land, right? He's just kind of like an afterthought. We don't want that, although this might be nice in here. A little bit more in there. Oh, yes, then it kind of fills in a little bit more of that space. So let's do that. Let's do that. Even though I am making a list, this process would be no different if I was making a 12 by 12 scrapbook page, if I was making a page in a mini book, right? It's just a different size. That's the only thing that is different here. So I think when it comes to die cuts, I think a lot of people either really love die cuts, or are kind of afraid of them. Nothing to be afraid of. The nice thing about die cuts is you don't have to commit, right? You don't have to commit. Because they don't have to stick down. You can just kind of play with them, move them around, and see what you like. And then once you decide that you like where something is, then you're good. We'll still have to do something over here. We'll figure that out. Let's go back to our title. So I have my ruler and my reverse script tweezers. Let's see. Mary said, I want that. Bob Ross basically was, let me try this again. He was basically say happy little and then fill in the blank, right? Happy little trees, happy little mushrooms, happy little mountains, happy little whatever. Colleen, thank you for the reminder. Colleen said, okay, everybody, remember, thumbs up on the video. If you would do that, that'd be awesome. Okay, so things I'm looking forward to. Or I could say looking forward to. I think I'm gonna do things I'm looking forward to. Let's start with that. But I don't have to commit necessarily yet. We'll start with this one first. Normally what I tell you to do is if you're going to spell a title, make sure you have all the stickers that you need first, right? So right off the bat, I didn't have a T. I happen to have 2 sheets, so I'm okay. So what I would usually do, I would usually go through everything in my title and say, okay, I have a T, an H, and then I'd probably put a little mark by the T so I know if I have another T, then I'll be okay. I'm not going to go through all that whole process now, but that's a good idea if you're working with alpha stickers in your titles. This is where where stamps would really come in handy. Now I have like all kinds of stamps, alpha stamps, but I'm not going to use any of them today because then you never run out of a letter that you need, right? You're not worried. But I'm just going to do our letter stickers. So I use a ruler. Every time I am using letter stickers, I always use a ruler for a couple of reasons. Number one, I am using the ruler, the line that's at the top of the ruler, right there, to line up my stickers. Or what I'm looking forward to. Yes, I could also do that for sure. There's a whole bunch of different ways you could change the wording, especially if you don't have a lot of letter stickers, if you're using letter stickers. So I use the ruler to line up my letters so they're all straight because I don't have any lines here. So, I mean, I could take a pencil and make lines and then come back and erase them, or I could do this. So I'm lining them up on my ruler. That's the first reason that I use a ruler. That's a 6-inch stainless steel metal ruler that I have on my website. But you guys see me use, really, like I said, these 2 tools, the reverse grip tweezers, and then that ruler pretty much every time that I use that I'm doing my titles. Now I also want everything to be lowercase, and that's just me. I'm a little weird like that. Now you notice, oh yeah, lowercase, I just said that. When you start to run out of letters, if you don't happen to have multiple sheets, that's okay. Because you could do what I did last week. Last week, we used mixed case, right? So some lowercase and some uppercase. So that can be a design element, or that can be out of necessity because you don't have lowercase if you're, let's hang on. Audio is a bit too skippy for you. So let's see. Marilee, let's just talk about that for a second. Hi, Valerie. We were talking about you earlier. I showed the giveaway for your little traveler's notebook. So thank you again for that. All right, let's talk about YouTube for a second. So we're going to squirrel for just a minute. Let's talk about YouTube. YouTube, obviously, you're watching over the internet. And connection, sometimes you will have a little bleep in your connection, or not bleep. I'm not saying that that's like a bad word. I'm just saying sometimes your internet connection skips, or sometimes your internet connection, maybe someone in your neighborhood is trying to download a I don't know, whatever. But it will play a little bit odd with YouTube. So generally, unless you see a lot of people in the chat saying, oh my gosh, wait, what happened? I lost it, or I can't have sound or my sound is gone or something, or it's buffering a lot. Generally, that's on your end. If you're not seeing that come up a lot in the chat. So usually what I recommend that you do, if you pause the video, maybe just for like 10 or 15 seconds, and then press play, that's giving it some buffering time, and that should help to fix that. But it's generally internet connection on your end. Unless it's happening to everyone, then if it's happening to everyone, then it's on my end. The other thing is sometimes the video will look really blurry. And if that happens to you, I mean, this is anything you're watching on YouTube, if either of these things happen, if your video is looking kind of blurry or really pixelated, what you can do, you need to change the quality on the viewer. So all you do is click on there's a little gear. You should see a little gear in the window of your little YouTube window. Click on the gear and change the quality setting. Sometimes YouTube thinks it knows more than you do, and it sets the quality setting. But if that happens, then just change the quality setting to if it's high, change it to low. If it's low, change it to high, and that usually fixes it. Wendy said it's been choppy, staticky for me once in a while too. Interesting. So, Marilee, I'd say continue to watch it. Continue, not very often, just once or twice for a few seconds. So, yeah, interesting. I'm not sure. It could be me though, right? Now here's the other thing. Now I'm jumping back to where we were. If I had started putting things down, thinking I was going to have plenty of room, well, look what would happen. I mean, I have room, but you know what? It's way too squished that way. It is way too squished. So you know what, guys? It could be me then. If it's been choppy, staticky once in a while, then it's probably on my end. If it's happening to a lot of you guys, or maybe, who knows? There's nothing that I can do to fix it because it's the internet. So hopefully, maybe somebody try the press pause, maybe for 15 seconds or so, and see if it fixes it. Oh, there we go. Karen said too, that Colleen said, limit the number of tabs you have open. Okay. Wendy, I do not use a mic. When I pre-record videos, I use a mic, but when I do this, I don't use a mic. I've played around with it a little bit before, and you guys have told me it does not sound good when I use a mic when we're live. All right, so what I was saying, if I had started putting my letters down, I would have put them in the wrong place, and I would have found that it was too wide. So that's another thing I can gain by using my little ruler. I can come in here and say, where do I want my title to start? Things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put things right here. And it's on my ruler. All I have to do is press down on the tops of those letter stickers and gently release. Now my I and the M are probably going to pop. I am using these alpha stickers from Doodlebug are narrow, and they're cardstock. So sometimes that will happen a little bit, like what just happened. They moved a little bit because they're so narrow. So we'll just place them again. If you're using a wider alpha, and especially if it's like more paper as opposed to cardstock, then it won't pop. They won't pop like that. Okay, things. I know this little guy's going here, so I probably need to get this guy down, I want to say. I don't remember where he was now. Oh, I know. This guy was on top of something. I want to say it was like right here maybe, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and put him down before he moves around some more. We'll just put a little glue on the back of him. Bridget said I'm watching on the TV and it does it, so maybe just right. So Marilee, it sounds like it's not you. Yeah. And you know what? And sometimes YouTube. Unfortunately, when that happens, and especially if it's YouTube, there is nothing that we can do. So we just kind of have to work through it. You could try the pausing and see if that works, but there's nothing I can do on my end. And if I end, there's no way, once you're live, there's no way to start and stop on my end. If I stopped, we'd all get lost, and then I can't restart it again. So we'll hopefully, if it gets too bad, we'll just have to see what happens. We'll just have to see what happens. I hope it doesn't get too bad. Things I'm looking forward to. Oh, I also need the little apostrophe and I'm. Things im. Things im. Now I don't really have a lot of room for that. See what I'm going to do? I am going to just now use my little pen. I'll make my little apostrophe with the pen. 'Tis the season for crackling. And Shauna, look it. Shauna is fine. So yeah, it must be. Who knows, you guys? Who knows what it's coming from? There we go. I just wrote my little apostrophe in there. Oops. I need to, though, add the dot to the I there. So if you looked back on my list, you would see that I have done one of these lists. I think we're in our 3rd year of lists. So you'd see I probably have 3 of these. Things I'm looking forward to this fall, once from every fall over the last 3 years. Sometimes things change, sometimes they don't. Things I'm looking, and I know you guys, this part is kind of like watching paint dry. So maybe what I'll do, things I'm looking forward to. Maybe I will just do the looking part and then finish that part up later because I know just nobody wants to watch me just continue to put all the letters on, huh? Because that's kind of not fun. That's kind of not fun. Bridget, I know. Bridget said these colors you were using are beautiful, isn't it? I love this. When I saw this collection, when Melissa, Pretty Little Studio, initially kind of sent it out, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's a really, yeah, it's pretty. But I always love it when you can bring in like pink into fall. I think that's a nice kind of a little bit of a balance. It just helps to brighten it up a little bit, right? And then even this over here, this kind of dark, that little bit of dark purple and the, I don't know, magenta, or, that's not magenta, whatever that color is. Yeah, fun colors, really fun colors. All right, I'm just going to add looking and then we'll move on over here. Things I'm looking forward to. And I am going to write my list directly on there because it just kind of is screaming for that, I think. It's like, hey, do it over here in the spaces that we created for you. Oh, okay. Now, this is going to get a little bit weird. Things I'm looking forward to. I am going to actually kind of put all of those in a little bit tighter to the M above, just because I don't like a lot of, I don't like a lot of white space in between my lines on my titles. So we're just going to tuck that little guy right in there. Whoopsie. He's a little crooked. And then I'll add the forward to later. And then if I forget, next time we're together, I'll be like, things I'm looking, wait a minute, what? Oh yeah, I forgot to finish that. Okay, let's get the top of the eye and then let's move on to our list and then we'll probably do maybe just a little bit more decorating over here and then we'll be ready to roll. We'll be ready to move on to our next list. Things I'm looking. Okay, so first thing on my list. First thing I am looking forward to this fall. So it is traveling. So, and from a couple different perspectives. So that's what I'm going to write. From 2 different perspectives. And I never plan this part out ahead of time. I just know that traveling is on my list. And then I just kind of write from there. Traveling from 2 different perspectives. Teaching at 5 in-person events over the next 2 months. I was thinking about that this morning, over the next 2 months. California 3 times. So Southern California 3 times. Becky! Hi! Layle's Head. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Layle's Head. That's what we're doing today. Vicky, hi friend. Thanks for coming. I love that. You know I love it when you pop in. I just have to show you really quick because look what I demoed this morning. Look at what we did. We made white splatters. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I made a mess, but I did it in a box. I did it in a box, so it was contained, you know, like you say, contained funk. Yes. All right. Traveling from 2 different perspectives, teaching at 5 in-person events over the next 2 months, 3 Southern California. Hi, I love your head. I love you too, my friend. Yes, 3 in Southern California, 1 in Minnesota, and 1 in Spokane. And you can always, if you ever wonder where I'm going to be in person, you can always go to my website. There's a link up at the top that says coming soon. And that's how you can always see where I'm going to be if you ever want to try to find me in person. Then I really cleaned my hands. Yes, of course, the wipes came out. Okay, teaching at 5 different in-person events over the next 2 months. And then Nick and I are also hoping to get 1 or 2 more short trips in Harvey before it gets cold. Harvey is our RV. So this fall, I'm looking forward to traveling, teaching in person in a couple of different states, and then also hopefully traveling in our RV. Oh, I just had a thought. So in order to pull in a little bit more black, because I have black here, black here, black here, my writing is in black. Sometimes it is fun to outline, especially if you have something large like this. These numbers are very large. So I can outline these guys with the black pen, and that really makes them pop. Right, so look at the difference. Look at the difference between the 1 and then the 2 and the 3. Doesn't that just make those numbers really pop? And that will help them to stand out a little bit more against kind of the writing that I'm doing. So I'm going to continue to do that. You want to make sure when you do this that whatever it is you're outlining is stuck down really well. And I know they're stuck down really well because I used my glue pen. If I had used my tape runner, I would want to make sure that, I'd have a hard time with my tape runner getting in those little narrow places. Really what I don't want to have happen is as I'm outlining, I don't want parts of those numbers to move, because if they move, that means my outline is going to move, and then it's not going to look so nice. When you do this too, slow and steady wins the race, right? As with a lot of things in life, you don't want to rush it because, and I know based on experience, when you rush it, you can tell I've rushed it because I'll end up with like black writing on my letters or numbers or whatever it is I'm doing that to. So I don't want to do that. And I don't think I am going to write on the washi because, washi is kind of waxy. What I can do though really quick is I can test it. Let's see what happens. Like if I'm like, I wonder if I can write on the washi. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Where did my yellow go? Oh, here it is. So we'll just come over here to my handy dandy notebook and let's just put that right there. And let's test it. See what happens if I write on the washi. All right, so that worked. Now I'm going to try 2 different things. So I'm just going to put that there. And that one I'm going to let dry. This one I'm going to try to swipe right now. Okay, see what happened? Let's see if you can see that. There's my head again. Sorry about that. Sorry for that. Yes, I'm using a super fine tip, so I'll bring that back in again. But that one I pretty much wiped right away. And it smeared a little bit. It's not bad. I don't know if you can even see it, but it smeared a little bit. So that one, is that okay? Well, that one's still smeared a little bit. So I'd have to see. Let's maybe make one more and let's leave that for a while and see what happens. I think I'm okay though with writing on here because I just won't touch it. I just won't touch it. All right, so now I'm going to bring that up again just so you can see what that looks like. So you can see my outlining. Yeah, it is very fine tip. It's very fine tip, but it helps to just kind of emphasize those numbers. And you're thinking, Layle, those are like the size of the Empire State Building. You really don't need to emphasize those. But I like it. So I did. All right, so that is the first thing, traveling. Next one. Oh my goodness, what was that? That's funny. You may have noticed on my list, I have 1 and 3. What was number 2? I don't know what was number 2. Oh yes, Tracy, there you go. You could also use your Zig photo signature pen. So these I have on my website. These generally I use if I want to write on a photo, like on the front of the photo, because if you've ever tried to write on the front of a photo, you know that doesn't work. But that pen is designed especially for that. So that's a good idea. I'll put this one here and we'll see what happens on there. I think with all of those, I'm going to let them just dry a little bit and then we'll do our kind of taste test to see what happens. Okay. Number 2. So number 2 is now going to be, Thanksgiving. Jack. So Jack's our older son. He lives in Washington State. Jack and Kat, his girlfriend, are coming home for the holiday. And it's just the Thanksgiving holiday, not Christmas. And it will be so nice to have them here. So we're all together as a family. Oh yeah, I remember what the third one was. I just forgot to write it down. On the third one, and this is always on my, sorry that you guys see like the top of my head that way. I have to get down to look to do that. Terry, not much, Terry. I mean, look at, we're 2 hours. Oh goodness, we're 2 hours in. It's all good. Okay, third thing, and this is pretty much always on my list. What I'm looking for every fall, the changing colors. Fall in Utah is always spectacular. One of my fave times of year. Yeah, we get definitely the changing seasons here. Definitely. And Nick and I, we started doing this during the pandemic because the first year we're like, oh my gosh, we've got to get out of the house because, and then we did it last year as well, but we'd never done it before and I don't know why. We went typically in the fall and it's usually, I think, early October here in Utah where you get the best, like all the leaves are like at their peak. Amazing colors. Absolutely. Oh, look at, maybe this could go here. Colors of fall. Or over here. I'm going to put that over here because it's too many words right there. So I'm moving it here. And that actually kind of goes well there. I'm going to narrow that down. That is a perfect example of a squirrel. Squirrel! I just got totally sidetracked. Anyhow, driving to see the leaves. Yes. Early October. Always spectacular here in Utah. So I think we'll just put that right there. And then that helps to kind of fill in that little corner a little bit. Now I have some other white here that we're going to have to deal with. All right, let me do this. And it just made me think of something. Oh, I know. So as I'm looking for some other things to kind of put over here, I'll talk about this a little bit. So my friend Alexandra, she is from Wisconsin. She is at the Simple Stories event, and I happened to see that she had posted something. Maybe this one could come up here. She had posted something on Facebook. She had done some sightseeing while she was here before the event started. And I just chopped this off a little bit. And I'm like, how did I not know that? So I talk about squirrel, right? And the whole squirrel thing started during the pandemic when I started doing videos and on Saturdays because we were all like, oh my gosh, things are crazy. We got to get our mind off things. That's what I was doing. And I... Oh, I squirrel. If you don't know the term squirrel, you get distracted very easily, and that is me. So the origin of squirrel comes from the movie Up. The cute Disney movie with the old man and the house and the balloons and the dog. Well, the dog is named Doug, if you did not know. The dog is named Doug. The reason why Doug comes very much into play right now is because in that movie, and bear with me, this is all going to make sense. I'm going to tie it all back together in a minute. In the movie, Grandpa and the dog, Doug, are in the park on a bench. The grandpa's on the bench and he's talking to the dog, Doug. And all of a sudden, Doug sees a squirrel and he goes, squirrel! And his head, like, very clearly, like, turns like 45-degree angle off to the whatever side because he sees a squirrel and he's distracted. So that is where the term squirrel comes from. Now, to tie it all back together, because you're like, whoa, where did that even come from? You were talking about your friend Alexandra from Wisconsin. So she did some sightseeing earlier in the week while she was here, and I saw this on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my gosh, ooh, I like that there. So this was just bugging me, a squirrel moment, right? As I'm working, I have to, well, I like to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. That trapped white space, right? There's just that blank white space that's kind of trapped. And that was bothering me. So I knew I needed to put something there. So I will just put that little butterfly there. And that looks cute. So we'll put the butterfly up there. Anyhow, so she posted a photo on Facebook and said, I am at the Up House. There is an actual Up House, and it is in Utah. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how did I not know that? I don't know, it's probably half an hour away from me. And I was like shocked. I'm like, how did I not know that the Up House is in Utah? So now I need to go do some sightseeing in my own town. I know, Karen, I did math with that 45-degree comment. Isn't that funny? I know. The little girl is smelling the big flower. Yes, she is. She's enjoying it. All right, so now I have a little bit more trapped white space down here. So what if we put a heart down there? What if a heart goes down? Oh, yes, perfect, right? All right. So it's coming together, right? When we first started, it was like, oh my gosh, those two pieces of paper like look so different. They don't even look like you could put them together. Layle, what are you doing? And we figured out a way, right, to make them start to work together. Part of that, joining the washi, and then filling in a lot of this space. And then really, I mean, we don't have a lot of other icons over here, and I don't have a lot of room for many more icons, except I'm going to say two. I need to put something right here, because there's that big blinding flash of the obvious, a BFO. Blinding flash of the obvious right there. Doesn't that kind of like stand out like a sore thumb? Because it's trapped white space. It's just like, it can't get out. Something needs to go there. And then I'm thinking maybe a little something right there. So a little something right there. What if we took maybe this guy? What if that goes right there? Loving. Now I have pulled some of this kind of color up into the other page. And it's not too like off the wall because we also have this pink up here. And look at those pink splatters that are part of the paper. So that works well there. At least in my book. You know, I'm no expert. So it works in my book. And I like to kind of explain why I do things as I do them because I think I think it might be helpful. All right, so now we have this. So we could either go with something very neutral, like this guy would be super neutral going right there, right? I kind of like that. It's not too it's not too crazy. It blends in with the yellow behind it, right? But I don't know, we might need something a little bit more crazy. Let's see. When I say crazy, I just mean, I don't know. I just mean maybe a little bit more color. Now that's too big, right? That guy is too big because then it's just covering up too much of the, too big. Crazy, but not crazy enough. But what if we pull in a little bit of that color? All right, now I know I don't like that color. The reason to me, and this is just my opinion, right? You know, I always say you do you, but to me, why this doesn't work for me is now I have like that there and that there. It's like in a straight line. And it was not as obvious with this guy because this guy was super, it was just kind of a little bit more neutral. So I think what I might do is What if this guy was just, it could go there, or it maybe could just slide under here a little bit. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend. Yeah. Yeah, so I like it when it's slid in a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in, I'm going to try to mimic that angle a little bit. All right. And then I will cut it. So I won't have to slide it under. It will just look like it's slid under. Like that. I think I like it. I think I like it. That will work. Lots of use of the glue pens today. When you're working with smaller, little smaller die cuts, then yeah, you kind of need, at least I think you need, they just make life so much easier. There we go. Now I need a, let's see. I'm using lots of these little die cuts. It's probably because it's just what happens to be right here. Yeah, no, we don't want it there because then we're really have the line going. So I think that's probably will just stay there. Maybe. Do we want that there? Sure. All right, we are going to, I'm going to put one more of these little things down, and we're going to move on to our next list. That does not mean that I may not come back to this list. I may, well, we know I need to come back to the list, right? We already know I need to do that because I need to finish my title. Sometimes if I'm like, you know, there's something, it just needs something else, but maybe I don't quite know what it is, then I would set this off to the side. I would set it off to the side and I would come back later. That what I was talking about earlier, that that my entire December documented project kit is now designed, except for the 23rd. The reason the 23rd, what I have planned there, it's just I kind of have a mental block. So yesterday or last night, I said, you know what? I'm good for tonight. I'm going to walk away and then I will come back again tomorrow. So don't ever be afraid to walk away. Well, really anything in life, don't be afraid to walk away. But when you are working on a project, if you're just starting to struggle and you're like, something is not working, or I know I need to add something else, but I don't know what, sometimes it's just easier to set it off to the side and come back the next day, the next week, whatever it is, and then you kind of look at it with fresh perspective. So we will look at this list again next time we're together. So you'll see how I finish the title, and then we'll see if I added, I don't know, maybe something else. We'll see what happens. All right, so that is our first list. Now, one of the things I do before we move on to the next one, you can see that I left these pieces off the edge. And I don't like things to stick out from the edge of my traveler's notebook. So what I like to do is I come in and I will cut them. So it's like they're just, it's a bleed, right? It's just a bleed. It's bleeding right off the edge. Now, nothing wrong with that, right? You do you, nothing wrong with that. If you want your things to stick off the edge, you can have your things stick off the edge, but I don't want that. So I will cut them off. All right, so let me grab, oh, I need one more tray. Hang on. Let me grab another tray here. This will be instant cleanup. I'm going to just quickly put all of these things back onto the tray, and then I will put all that away later. And it really has to be later today because tomorrow, my friend Amy, that does some work for me, I've talked about her a couple times. She is actually attending the Simple Stories event on her own this week. And she lives in Arizona. So she is coming here after the event tomorrow, or when she checks out of her hotel tomorrow. And she's going to stay for 2 days. And we are going to get all kinds of yummy product planning work done, which means there'll be lots of fun things coming in the future. Well, always fun things, but we're going to have a big planning session. So I have to have things cleaned up. Although I know she wouldn't judge me, because no, you guys wouldn't judge me, right? You wouldn't judge me if you came and my room was a giant mess. Vicky doesn't judge me when she comes. Just ask Vicky one time when you see her about my closet. That is one of my weaknesses. My closet is a giant mess. Giant, giant, giant mess. So I have to, oh, I forgot about that little guy. He's cute, huh? That little arrow. Yes, tons of fun things. Love that one. Now I'm distracted, aren't I? Hold on. Hold on. Where's the list? What did I just do with it? Oh, over here. All right. So you know what? Interesting. I love the colors in that butterfly. I love it. It's beautiful. But you know what? Then when I kind of look at here, well, I don't have anywhere to put it, but it doesn't really go, right? That orange is totally different from that orange, that rusty color. So that won't work. Anyhow. Oh yes, my closet. Oh, my closet is like one of my biggest stressors. I know that sounds horrible. I mean, it's not a stressor, but it weighs on me because it's always a giant mess and nothing is organized and I can never find what I need. And then I forget that I have all kinds of things. And then, yeah, so every time, Vicky, guess what? I don't know if she's still here. We went shopping when she was here visiting because that's just what we do. And I still have not put away the clothes from when she was here. Don't judge, please don't judge me. It is what it is. It weighs on me a lot. Anyhow. Just one of the weird little quirks about Layle. All right. Because I probably need a full day. I probably need, honestly, a full day to organize my clothes and everything. And I just don't have a day. So, not going to happen. Anytime soon. It'll happen in December. So if anyone happened to come see me in December, they would see, because then December I'm not traveling. There'll be more time in December. All right, we've got all that cleaned up. Now we can see what we're doing. We're moving on to our second list. Our second list is, oh yes, Queen Elizabeth. Hi, Papery Bliss. Papery Bliss said, wow, I finally caught the live. I'm glad you caught us too. Yes, judgment-free zone. No judgment here. Yep. Well, and guess what? If you want to judge me, then you can do that. I'll never know. Unless you email me and telling me you're judging me, and then you know what? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I'm sure you can judge me for all kinds of things, but my closet should not be one of them. Okay, next up. Our second list is about Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth II, right? Unless you're living under a rock, you probably know that she passed away this week, unfortunately, or Monday? I don't remember which day it was. Maybe Monday? Anyhow, she recently passed away. So, several years ago when RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed it away. We did a list about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And so I thought we'd do the same thing today. We will do a list about Queen Elizabeth II. And at least that's what I'm going to do. My list will be about Queen Elizabeth II. So I am going to use the Art Options Elena again. And that was this collection that I used last week because I thought that would be, oh golly, I just remembered something. Because I thought it would be really pretty for this list. I have a photo. Debbie Haynes. Debbie said, good morning, everyone. It's 4 a.m. in Sydney and I need some sleep. We'll watch next list later on YouTube. Debbie, I probably missed you. When you rewatch, good night. Hope you have a nice evening. RBG, yes. Oh, there we go. Scrapbook Sister said, my plan is to list my favorite royal weddings instead of just the Queen. There you go. Hi, Ruth and Squirrel Squad from Ruth in the UK. Ruth, yes, we're just talking, well, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the Queen. But what I remembered, gosh, darn it. I can't believe I did that. I have a photo. I have a photo that I found that I thought would be perfect for this side of my list, but I forgot to print it out. So it will go on this side of my list. And I am so sorry. I can't believe I did that. So my list will be 2 pages. I will print out my photo and then next time we're together, you can see. But oh, darn it. Anyhow, I thought it would be fun to use this collection again, just because it's very feminine and I love this collection. I thought it would be kind of fun. So what my plan is, I am going to use this paper and I am going to do just a little bit of fussy cutting down here so I can tuck my list in down there, okay? And I'll talk about why I'm going to do that in a second. Now, this paper actually is upside down. And I can tell that because there are words. There's some letters here, and I can tell that's a T and that's a U, but they're upside down. I'm not going to let that bother me because by the time I trim this paper and by the time I put my white cardstock where my list is going to go, you won't even see that, right? Because I like this at the bottom. Paper is designed for that to be at the top. Well, look at, I could do that. No, I'm going to put mine at the bottom. I'm going to go like that. So that is my plan. Let's get our trimmer out. We also need our zero centering ruler again, because what I'm going to do here is I would like this to be 4 3/4 wide. This is from the Art Options Elena 6x8 paper pack. This is also linked in the description box of the video. Well, it's linked under the what I'm using link. So because this is 6 inches wide, if I use the bottom part of my zero centering ruler, let's try that, maybe see that a little bit better. If I use the bottom part of my zero centering ruler, I have 3 and 3 on each side. So I know that if I want this piece to be 475, 4 3/4, I do that because it gives me a little bit of a white border all the way around like I had there. So I am going to use the bottom part of my zero centering ruler. 0 is in the middle, 0 to 3 on the right, and 0 to 3 on the left. Half of 4 3/4 or 4.75 is 2 3/8. So all I have to do, if I want this to be centered, all I have to do is find my pencil. I don't know what happened to my pencil. All I have to do is find another, oh, there it is. All I have to do is find my pencil. I'll put that tool away. Find my pencil and locate 2 3/8 on this side and 2 3/8 on this side. This is the handiest ruler. So I have them in 6-inch versions and 12-inch versions, and then also the bundle. All right. It makes doing the maths easy. Sorry. Oh my goodness, look at my hair. Yikes, I need to stop doing that. Well, guess what? That's my head. Deal with it. Okay. There we go. There's one side. So what I thought I'd do for my list, these are just some interesting facts about Queen Elizabeth that I found. When I did RBG, I did things I admired about her because I knew more about Ruth Bader Ginsburg than I do about Queen Elizabeth. Now, you can still admire her, so it could be things that you admire about Queen Elizabeth or things that you admire about really anything. Or it could be just kind of some fun facts. So my list is going to be fun facts. Gerda said, Layle, which picture is it? I saw a lot of pics online. So I was torn. One of the photos that's kind of circulating online, or it's a group of photos that I love, but not working for this one, is Queen Elizabeth in all of her different colored outfits in her kind of Roy G. Biv. So the way they've laid it out is lighter colors, then getting into your let's see, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, violet, purple. But she very rarely wore anything that wasn't colorful. That's one of the interesting things on my list because she's very small and she wanted to make sure that she always stood out in a crowd. So that is why she also always wore very colorful outfits. So I had that one wouldn't work. Wasn't really what I wanted. But the photo that I have here, she's younger. She's much younger. So maybe in her late 20s. And the color of the photo, I think the color of her gown, she has her crown on and the color of her gown is kind of similar to this. So that's why I picked that photo, Gerda. Yes, that Roy G. Biv pic. And when I say Roy G. Biv, that is the little acronym, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That is the indigo violet. That is the acronym that makes it very easy to remember the order of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, Roy G. Biv. All right, so this will go on this side of the page, and then we'll do our list. And then, like I said, the photo. I can't believe I forgot that. You want to see? Oh, no, I didn't do my sketch. I was going to say, because sometimes I would just draw a little stick figure over on the other side, but I didn't do that. I did a stick figure on my other list. We'll see that one. All right, so there we go. That will go there. And The crown. So here's the thing, and that might be one that I have to give another try. Nick and I tried to watch The Crown a couple of years ago, probably during early days of the pandemic. We just could not get into it. We watched a couple episodes and we could not get into it. So we kind of abandoned it. I don't know. We'll see. We have lots of things on our watch list right now. So I don't know that will happen anytime soon, but we'll see. All right. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, stop the presses. So I just put adhesive all along the back of that. Remember when I said I was going to do some fussy cutting in here? So what I need to do, I will need to get a piece of white cardstock. Actually, let me just see if I have it. I think I have another one of those because the paper packs, you have multiples of each pattern. So just for time's sake, I will find that one. Hang on. Instead of putting it, it'll make it a little bit harder for me to do my fussy cutting that way because it'll be thicker. Nope, that's not it. It's the light one. Beautiful. It's a beautiful collection. There we go. All right. So we're just going to, don't mind me. I'm just going to very quickly do all of that again, very quickly, but I won't explain this time, so we won't be worried about what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get to talking too much and I forget what I was going to do. Oh, I'm going to get my head out of the way. All right. 2 3/8, 2 3/8. Da, 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 da. If you need to go get a drink or go to the restroom or something like that, go get a snack. Now's a good time to do so while I repeat this. I'm just doing this again because I accidentally put adhesive on the back of that. I was not ready to do that yet because I was going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. There we go. There we go. We're right where we're back to where we started. All right. So now I need my craft knife and I need a self-healing cutting mat. So what I'm going to do, and I did something similar. Well, I've done it actually a couple times recently, and I actually did that here. And you really can't see, but I tucked the list in. I just cut down the edge and tucked the list in there. But I did that also. Oh, right here. This was one piece of pattern paper, this guy. And I just used my craft knife or my X-Acto knife to come in and cut around that flower so I could tuck the list in. So that is what I'm going to do here. But I'm not going to get super fussy. I think I will start about right here. And I'm just going to come in and make a place. I probably will need to replace my blade soon. Oh, yeah, my blade is, that's funny. Whoopsie, the top of my blade is popped off. I don't remember. I don't think there's, no, these don't store extra blades. Some of your like X-Acto knives or your craft knives will open up at the bottom and you store the blades in there, not this one. All right, so I'm just kind of quickly coming in here. I really should have, yeah, you know what, hang on. Let me just see real quick if I have where I would find, maybe I'll just grab a different one. I'm not sure where the blades are. Let's do that. Let's just swap this out. This is one dirty, but this is one I think that stores the blades. I don't know. All right, but at least this one has a tip, right? At least this one has a tip on it. All right. That'll make it a little bit easier for my X-Acto knifing. So yesterday, is that going through? No. Yeah, no, that one's not going to work for me either. Okay, we're back to this one. Yesterday, I was doing something similar to this in my December documented project. So I must have somehow popped off the edge of that blade and not even realized it. I'm going to try to get my head out of the way again. Oh, yes. So I could use the powder tool, but it would take me a while to do that. Yeah, so we just started over. That's okay. That's okay. I actually you can actually pull that adhesive off if you're very careful. And I usually use my tweezers to do that. But again, that would take a little bit longer. So since I'm live, I just start over. I didn't have to start over too much. So I'm doing all of this so I can tuck my list in into this little area. Yeah, there we go. Now is when we need like our Jeopardy music, or we need some kind of music, right? Well, and here's the thing. If I wasn't live, that would be the beauty of editing. I could come in and just speed all this up and you'd watch it for like 2 seconds and then it would be done, right? That would be the magic of editing. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to go all the way across. Oh, well. But when we're live, you just have to do the things because it takes the time. All right, so just kind of pop all that out. I did not mean to go all the way across. I won't start over. All right, so now this guy will go here. And I will get out my white cardstock because I'll be doing my list on the white cardstock. And let's see. I need my list to be, let's take this and figure out how wide we want that to be. So we probably need to be about, I'm going to say, let's try that and see what we get. Let's see what we get. Yes, you guys are suggesting all different kinds of things that if you didn't have an extra piece of paper, like I did, that you could do to kind of overcome that. So thank you for suggesting those. All right, so I need to be a little bit narrower, or I can just come a little bit wider over here. We'll just do that, come a little bit wider. Well, oh, there it is. I'm like, where did it go? I just put it away. We'll come back here just a little bit wider since I came out so wide on the other side. All right. Let's see how this goes. There we go. And then we'll just cut it off up here. I think we'll be maybe about right there. That looks good. Now I can go ahead and add my adhesive. And we'll just add that to the top part of the list, right? And then we can go ahead and add that whole thing in. So just to get this started. Oh, wouldn't you know it? I just ran out of my tape runner. I should have been paying attention to that. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Wait. Where? I need my little one so I don't have to run downstairs. Hang on. Let's see, is my little one in here? Oh, it is, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's always a good idea to make sure that you have plenty of adhesive on hand, because that sometimes can stop you in your tracks, right? That will stop you in your tracks. I really should have more of those, more of the refills in my, oh, duh. Should have more of those in here instead of downstairs. All right. Just add a little bit more there. Oopsie. And then add, probably a good idea to add just a little bit more right there. Alrighty, now we're ready to put this in. Like so. And now you really see none of the writing other than you see a little U and it's upside down, but you don't even really know it's writing. Yes, Sarah, I do have them in stock again. I know you were stocking for a while. Yeah, those were out of stock. The manufacturer was out of stock on them for a while. So very excited those were back in. Very, very excited. All right. We'll go here and do our list. Now I need a title. Well, I know my title. My title is Queen Elizabeth. My title is Queen Elizabeth. So I was going to, let me pull out some alphas here. Hang on, I'm just looking for some stamps behind me. Oh goodness, my stamps desperately need to be organized. These are a very small number of my Carrie Bradford stamps. You know, I think you guys know, I love, love, love. This could be kind of fun. Maybe that one. I love Carrie's stamps. I buy them all. I buy them all because I love them. So let me look in their alphas here and see what could work, because I think that could work. Oh, maybe this one. This is a little bit more like regal looking, isn't it? The only problem is this one will not work. And you know what? This probably won't work either. Because Elizabeth. So I don't think Jordan will work because of the serifs. These are a little bit wider, and I think I would run out of room for Elizabeth. So these might work, but I might need to look for something a little bit smaller. So just bear with me for a sec, friends. I did not figure this out ahead of time. That could work. But guess what? If that's going to work, that's super plain. So if that would work, then I could just use regular old, like, basic simple story stickers. Maybe? All right. Might be easier. Let's go back. Let's go look at stickers real quick. Let's look at stickers. Because we would use that one. Oh, actually, we could use a color. We could use color. Not yellow. These are the bold. So these I have on my website. I could use a red. I don't know. Red's really bold though, so maybe no red. Yellow, not the right yellow. The teal could work. Maybe that, let's see if we can find kind of that pinky color, because I don't know, that's probably going to be a stretch. That's kind of a non-color color, right? Hang tight. Just pull. Yeah, that I don't think we're going to find that, unless maybe that one. Lights. Let's look. So while I'm oh, perfect. Look it. I think we'll do that one. I think we will do that one. And that's a little bit softer. Yes, that is from the Light sticker book. So someone had posted this in the Facebook group a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was brilliant. And it has to do with swatching, right? You guys know I swatch my inks, I swatch my washi, I do. Now I will start swatching my pens and pencils, because then you always, you know, can see what you have. She had swatched her Simple Stories alphabet stickers. So she basically took like the Z from every single color that she had, and she had a little note card, I think, of all of those. So she could just pull out the note card and find the color, as opposed to what I was doing, pulling out all of that, the different sticker books. Okay. Oh, Angel Time. Oh, Colleen, I missed it. I missed it today. Let's see. Melissa said, I printed out her name and year of birth and death on vellum and made a white cluster of things on the left side, and I held it down with eyelets, but I used a different kind of journal for bulk. Oh, Melissa, I bet that's beautiful. Like you're doing art journaling, yeah? Yeah? I bet that turned out beautifully. Ooh, let's put away our sharp tools. Hold on. Pause. Oops. Pause. Hope that didn't break. Let's just put that right back up there. Okay, we gotta put away our sharp things, so let's get those put away. Alrighty, so we're using alpha stickers again, and we will do, I think what we'll try first, let's do Elizabeth first. See, you know what? I don't know, you guys. This might be, well, we'll see. It might be let's just put this here. These might be too small also. I mean, too big. So if we do like this, E-L-I-Z. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. I can tell. Alrighty. So using the, you'll see this work a little bit better than the, these are a little bit wider. And then also they're paper, they're not cardstock. So our little trick here, you'll see it kind of work a little bit better. E-L-I-Z, Elizabeth. Gosh, we don't really use these very often in our titles, do we? Unless we're doing like favorite zoo animals. Always have lots of Z's extra, right? Okay, E-L-I-Z-A-B-E-T-H. All right, so if you are doing a list about Queen Elizabeth, or even if you're not doing a list about Queen Elizabeth, in the chat, tell me, is there something that you learned about Queen Elizabeth this week that you did not know prior to her death? There are all kinds of things I learned that I did not know prior to her death. Lots of things. So I'm very interested if there are things that you learned. And if not, well, if you hang around, you'll learn some, because I'll tell you the things that are going on my list. Elizabeth. Yeah, we have enough room. We are good. That color, so these are the lights. But that kind of peachy, it's kind of like a peachy color, really light peach, right? That works really well with the colors there. I use letter stickers a lot on lots of my lists. Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. All right, and I did the Elizabeth first just because that is going to be a little bit wider than the Queen part. So now let's just make sure that we don't use a Q in our lists often either, do we, in our titles? I'm knocking out two, a Q and a Z. Just want to make sure I give myself enough room there. All right, so I can move that around until I get it centered, and then there we go. That's where I want that. Press down on the tops, and then very gently, let me get that out of the way, that little sticker, the inside. Very gently hold and then peel. I'm peeling the that ruler out from underneath. There we go. Elizabeth, and now we'll do Queen. So, let me, oh yeah, there we go. Isn't that funny? I do those things. Let's see. Oh yeah, you guys are telling me all kinds of things. Back to Melissa for a sec. She put that layout in her junk journal that I use every day and whenever I went. It was list journals. Talk about squirrels in my head. But you know what? Two different things. I get it. Because if you want to be bulky, your junk journal is really good for that. It's hard to be bulky in a traveler's notebook. You can be. You absolutely, So we're going to talk about something here when this happens. I did not do what I normally do when I say, hey, make sure you have enough letters before you start. Let me look at the chat real quick. Cindy, yes, Cindy. She married her third cousin. Prince Philip was her third cousin. That's on my list. Carol's already finished her Queen Elizabeth list. Very good. Bridget likes her relationship with Princess Kate. The news said she didn't want to make the same mistake with Princess Diana. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, it was, yeah. Cindy, she was the first member of the royal family to serve full-time in the military. I did not know that. Sheila said she would love a tutorial. Sheila, I missed what you'd like a tutorial on, so you have to tell me. Debbie Farnham, she served as a truck driver and mechanic in the Women's Auxiliary Territory Service. Joe, Princess Diana called the gaggle of corgis that followed her a moving carpet. That's hilarious. I'm going to talk about corgis on my list. Oh, Beth, my grandparents were from England and I was told I was named after her. Lovely. Yes, Queen Elizabeth II. Diane, I forgot about that. Look at my list title. Queen Elizabeth II. I forgot it's Queen Elizabeth II. I'll fix it. We'll figure out a way to fix it, right? Because you're correct. It really is Queen Elizabeth II, because my list would be very different for Queen Elizabeth. We'll fix it. All right, so I do not have another E, and I'm not going to panic, right? I am not going to panic. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fashion an E out of an F. Or I could do out of other letters, but F is the closest. So I'm going to go ahead and put the F down, and then I'll come in and turn my F into an E. But you can do that with lots of other letters. Or, if you need another, let's say if you've got a lowercase e and you need a lowercase e and you only have a C. Well, you can do the same thing. You could make an E out of a C. You can do that a lot with your letter stickers. Sometimes you just have to get a little creative in how you do that. Whoopsie, and how you do that. All right. So here we go. Queen is going to go about right here. That looks like it's pretty centered. Move that up just a tad. Okay. I know it looks weird because there's an F in there. I didn't mess up. All right. There we go. So now what I need to do, let's just get that a little bit more straight. And let's put that there. Okay, the way that I make an F and E, all I need to do is make a little leg or arm or I don't know, whatever that's called. And I can do that out of any of my other stickers. So I think what I will do it out of, I think I'll do it out of a Z because I don't use Z's very often, even though I did in this list. So I will take the bottom part of that Z. Let's just cut this off. Now I should really probably put this back on my sheet because I might need, I don't know, a 7. No, I might need to fashion a letter again. But look it just turned it into a 7. So if I was missing a 7, there you go. Turn a Z into a 7 by just cutting off the bottom. All right, so now that's a little bit too wide. I will just cut a little, oh, I need to do this. I'll just cut a little bit of it off. Let's see. Oh, tutorial on the printer. Yes, I know. That's another one. Yeah, that's another one I've promised and promised and promised. I will. I promise. I will get to it. I will get to it. All right. So here we go. There we go. My F is now an E. Queen Elizabeth. Now, the second. So, what if we just do this? Hold on. I'm going to do a little separator line here, like this. Using the ruler as a ruler instead of a Queen Elizabeth. What if I just do this? The second. Queen Elizabeth II. And it's kind of an afterthought, but guess what? It's an afterthought. During World War II, the Queen was a vehicle motor mechanic. Okay, gotcha. You could do Queen above in small letters and 2 in the same small below. Oh, like that. The 2. Yeah, whoops. Yes, that would be another thing. I could put the 2 or do the second or something like that. Okay. Nicknamed Lilibet because she couldn't say Elizabeth correctly. Longest reigning British monarch. Okay, you guys have lots and lots and lots of things. I love that Cindy, Harry and Meghan named her little girl that after the, there we go. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do my list. And I have a number of things on my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a lot. So let's see. She was the longest reigning monarch ever in Britain. 70 years, 1952 to 22. I need some stamps, so hang on. Let's look at, Let's look at our bullet stamps and see how I want to do this. Okay. What do we want to use for a little bullet? I think I might just use a little teeny tiny asterisks. I think asterisks will be good on this one. Asterisks. Okay. Take out the stamping stylus. So that guy is a 6-inch acrylic tube, and that's one of my products, and it is on my website. And you just put your little bullet stamp at the end, and then it makes it very easy to do your stamping instead of fumbling with a large stamping block. Cindy, I read that one too. Her favorite nail polish was Ballet Slipper by Essie. Oh, Cindy polished hers this color in honor of her. Yes. That's not what I wear, but I'd like to think that that is, it's kind of that color, right? All right, so here we go. Longest reigning monarch ever. We'll say longest reigning. I can say British monarch. And then I'll write for 70 years. One of the things I talked about last week, one of our lists last week was things I learned. And one of the things on my list, things I learned last week, was that 9 out of 10 people in the world, so 90% of the world's population has never known a British monarch other than Queen Elizabeth II, which I thought was fascinating. All right. And I won't add this to my list, but these were a couple of other things, or at least this one. She was served by 15 UK prime ministers, 15 prime ministers, that's a lot, right? That is a lot. She is the only person in the UK allowed to drive without a license. She also does not have a passport because the passports were issued by the Queen. I mean, obviously she didn't do it, but by the monarchy or by the Queen. So they're like, well, it doesn't make sense. So you're going to issue your own passport. So she also didn't have a passport. Let's see. You guys, it's so many things. Look at this. Cindy said born in a London townhouse, not a hospital. Mary said she had 3 cocktails a day. Yes, one of the things on my list, and I will add that now, she had a glass of champagne every night, which I thought was interesting. She had a glass. Now, part of that, hang on, glass of champagne every night. Part of that, it also said she had like a gin cocktail every morning. So I thought that was interesting too. You know what? Clearly it worked for her. I mean, she was 96, so clearly whatever she was doing wasn't hurting her. All right, so let's see. Oh, I thought this was interesting. She sent around 50,000 Christmas cards in her lifetime. And I bet she hand addressed every one of those. No. Sent around 50K Christmas cards in her lifetime. Thought that was interesting. All right. Oh, yes. Her husband, Prince Philip, somebody had mentioned this before. Her husband, Prince Philip, was her third cousin. I found that. I did not know that. Very fascinating. She was portrayed in over 200 films and TV series. She was portrayed, in over 200 films and TV series. Okay, corgis. A couple of you mentioned corgis. She had more than, so one of these I will write down, the other one I won't. She had more than 30 corgis, dogs, in her lifetime. Now, another thing that I thought was fascinating that I read, so last night we had went to a neighborhood party, like an Oktoberfest neighborhood party, and I whipped this little factoid out. Somebody was talking about how they were, like watching a friend's dog or something, and the dog was a long-haired dachshund. I'm like, a long-haired dachshund? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what that looks like. And then I said, did you know? So this is a little factoid that you could whip out at your next party. That she invented a new breed of dog, and it was called the Dorgie. It was a mix between a dachshund and a corgi. You think, oh my goodness, a Dorgie. Like, you talk about take some little legs and breed it with some little legs and you get super little legs, a Dorgie. I thought that was kind of cute. Yes. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read. So who knows? Cindy. Oh, Cindy. Okay, Cindy. Cindy said, now this makes sense to me. Now I understand. Okay, let me put this lid on really quick. Cindy said she made a cameo in one movie, which included a speaking part. It was with Paddington Bear. Now I understand. You see these drawings on social media of Queen Elizabeth II and Paddington Bear like walking off into the sunset. And I didn't understand why she was with Paddington Bear. But now that makes sense. Now that makes sense. Sarah said, when I visited Windsor Castle, I saw the corgis. There were quite a few. Miss Waddell, you have a long-haired dachshund. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I didn't know there was a thing as a long-haired dachshund. She was in James Bond. Look at her. She was kind of, you'd see her. I think there were a couple of like late night shows. Didn't she do something with James Corden? I can't remember. Okay. Okay. She had more than 30 in her lifetime. She celebrated 2 birthdays. Did you know that? She celebrated 2 birthdays. Her actual birthday, April. Her actual B-Day in April, and her second B-Day in June when the weather was warmer. For the Jubilee was just 70, sorry, but they'd have apparently a big celebration for her birthday every year. But yes, weather's warmer in June, better for a party. Birthday in June when the weather there was warmer. I'd like to have 2 birthdays, but mine's in August, so it's already warm then. I don't know. Do I need to have a winter birthday when it's cooler? All right. And then the last one, did I already do the champagne one? I think I did, right? Oh yeah, I did. The very last one. And we talked about this earlier when I was talking about the photo, different photo, but she dressed colorfully to stand out in a crowd because she's a little bit shorter. Okay, so there we go. I am going to that's how I'm going to clean that off. And now that I think about it, I still have probably a wet-ish, a wet-ish wipe from when we just started at the very beginning. Alrighty, so really for right now, friends, that is going to be that list. I need to add the photo, and I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to print that photo. And it didn't occur to me until I started this list and went, uh-oh, I forgot the photo. I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. That little heart that just popped off. All right. Yes, so before we're together in 2 weeks, that's when we'll be together again, October 1st. No, is that right? October 1st, yes, we'll be back together again on October 1st. I will print the photo, and then once I print the photo, I will probably add a few more things, but right now I'm just going to leave it as is because I really need the photo. What I want to talk about really quick is what just happened there. That little stamp, and this tends to happen with the little ones, especially because there's less surface area for them to stick. That one, when I went to put the asterisk back, that one just popped right off of its little, little sheet. And that is not uncommon. Nothing wrong with the stamps. What happens is, and this will happen with your stamps over time, they start to get little dust or lint on the back of them. And if they have lint on the back of them, not only will they not stick to the sheet, but they also won't stick to your stamping stylus or your stamping block or whatever you're using to stamp with. So I keep a little, just little small cloth in my drawer behind me. What did I do with that? Oh, here it is. In my drawer behind me, and this is just a little bottle of rubbing alcohol. Now they say you can do it with water too. I don't know if it matters, but rubbing alcohol. So you just rub the back of that. That will remove any of the lint or dust, and I will let that dry. And then it will be just like new, and then it will stick to the sheet, and it will stick to my stamping block. So if that ever happens, and that's kind of important. You really don't want that to happen for a couple of reasons. You want it to stick to your set, but especially when you have little ones, like that one, you'll notice that one is missing from my set. It's probably because it fell off, because it got lint on the back of it. So good idea to just, when you notice that your stamps are starting to lose some of their sticky on the back, just pull out some rubbing alcohol and get that little lint off, and you'll be good. Alrighty, so we are now ready for our third list. And our third list, I think I want to say that I think all of these lists I told you we were going to do last week, because they came up. They actually came up last week. Maybe. I don't remember. Anyhow, our third list, which I need to for sure turn the page, because I need that to go there. Our third list is restaurants I want to try. Oh my goodness. This is really funny. So one of the things on my to-do list, not this list, not my workbook list, on my to-do list, normally, you guys, ahead of time, this is what I do. Like I have to write my list out so I know what's going on my list. Like you will see that for all of my lists in my workbook as we go back, forever, right? I have all of my lists. Well, guess what? I forgot to write, Collie. I'm also teaching at an event next week, so it's been crazy between trying to finish up my December documented project and then getting ready for that event. So yes, this is going to be a partial list as well, my friends, because I have one or two that I know are on my list, but offhand I don't remember the other ones on my list. So, ay. All right. No judging. No judging. I won't judge myself either. All right. So what I thought I'd use for this list, I am using the one of the newer collections from Felicity Jane, and this one I also carry on my website. It's called Kally, K-O-L-L-Y. So it's like Holly, but with a K. It's like Gail, but with an L. Holly, but with a K. Kally. All of the Felicity Jane collections are named after people's names. So this one is called Kally. This is going to be a one-page list, and where? I need a library card pocket, and I need my library card stamp. So we'll do a little bit of stamping here. All right, there we go. So my list is going to go inside the pocket, on the library card inside the pocket. So, but let's build our list. Let's build the page first. So I think this is a newer thing for Felicity Jane, because I've ordered their products. I've had their products now for a while. I've never seen them do 6x8 paper packs. Up until this point, everything has been 12x12. I like to work for 6x8 in my list because they are much smaller and the pattern is scaled down on a 6x8 versus a 12x12. So I have 6x8 size on the website. So paper packs, there are 8 double-sided sheets. Your 6x6. So let's look. That one is so fun, but I won't be able to use that. Well, I think that would cover up too much of the rainbow if that goes there. Oh yeah, really, why even bother, right? It covers up too much of the rainbow, so we won't do that one. Well, I love that one. Okay, let's look. I have not pulled this collection pack out yet, so I don't know what is like that. Okay, 2 sheets each, double-sided, 4 patterns. All right, so it's going to be a mixture of these. So let's look. I think I would like to, maybe, if that's the base. I do have a sketch for this one. Do you want to see it? There we go. Yes, all girl names. Yeah, Felicity Jane, fun stuff. So look there's my little sketch. That's a person. It's funny, huh? All right, so I need a base for the page, and I think I'll use that one. And then I also need a coordinating something to go on the pocket. So those two are great together. We'll do those. All right, let's get out our trimmer. We'll put all the rest of these away for now in their little bag. We'll get our trimmer out, and we'll use our actually, we don't need to use self-centering ruler in this one because that pattern, oh, sorry, this pattern is just a pattern, I don't need to worry about centering it, so that's easy. We will just pull out our trimmer, and I will trim that to 4 3/4 inches wide because that is what I like to do. That gives me a small border around the perimeter of my page or my list, right? So there we go. It gives me a nice white border. And we will round the 2 outside corners, like so. Alrighty, there we go. Let's go ahead and adhere that one down. Oh gosh, I need to get that out of the way. It's every time I grab it, I'm like, oh no, there's no paper. I mean, there's no adhesive. Now let's hope this guy lasts me. Oh yeah, it will be fine. There's plenty of that one on there. Sometimes, well, when I travel, I take my little one. So I carry both sizes on my website and the refills. But when I travel, I take the little one just because I don't need to take the space for a whole big one. Alrighty, now my library pocket. So those on the website as well. Those are linked in the description of the video under things I'm using. And then I will use this little guy. Let's see, right here. I'll just leave a little bit of that cream border around it. And we'll cut that guy out. Bridget just asked a question. She said, Layle, are you making your own TN? Am I making my own traveler's notebook? And if so, what size? Yes, I am in the process of manufacturing my own traveler's notebooks with custom design. So all the artwork is an artist I've been working with to design the covers. There will be 3 to start, and they will be, Bridget, they will be standard. Oh, hold on. Did I just, hold on one second. Sometimes I don't, let's be honest. I was going to say, sometimes I don't multitask very well. Most times I don't multitask very well. See what did I do? I don't know what I did. Oh no, there it is. Oh, the mark's there. I just can't see it. Wow. Blonde, blonde, blonde. That is me. Okay, there we go. Oh, they'll be standard size. So standard size, I'm actually doing my own covers. So a cover, this is a cover, right? I'll be, not this is not mine, but I will be doing my own covers. This is standard size. And then I will be doing my own inserts as well. And they will be standard wide. So they will fit this size traveler's notebook insert that you always see me use. Yeah, standard. And that's just because that's what I use. So I use some A6 a little bit for like my Harvey traveler's notebook and some things like that. But primarily I do just the standard. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be standard. I would say, I think for the most part in kind of the traveler's notebook world, standard is kind of the standard. Maybe that's why it's called standard. I mean, there are lots of different sizes, but for me, that's the size that I prefer to use. So there we go. All right, so die cuts. Let me look at the little die cut pack because there are a couple of things in here that I thought I wanted to use. I thought this would be fun. I like this little girl, this little gal. If this is restaurants I want to try, then she could go there, couldn't she? Maybe a tag, maybe a tag here. I don't know. If we use this little guy, that'll kind of help it so she's not kind of just standing so far out on her own, right? That could go there. Oh, if we're going to do that, we should have those lines. That's me. I've got to have those lines running the correct way, right? Rainbow's too big. I think that would be cute. All right, so let's go ahead and let's put this down. Oh, before we put it down, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's stamp the library card first. All right, that's probably a good thing to do first, is to stamp the library card. So I have two. I it's getting hard to find standard inserts. Yes, and that's why I am moving to make my own. They're getting harder and harder to find. So, and I still have them. I still carry standard white inserts, and I will always carry standard white inserts because I'm going to make them. Terry, yes, I do use standard wide. Yep, absolutely use standard wide. That is the size of the Carpe Diem that I've used years. I was with Simple Stories when we launched the Carpe Diem brand, and that's what I have always used. Hi, honey. Just finished golf. How did you do? How did you do? All right, anyhow, I was going to say I have two of these. Well, I have lots of these, but in my stash upstairs in my craft room, I have two of these. The reason is I use this stamp a lot in some of my class kits. Yes, that is the size Traveler's Notebook I'm making. So let me just explain something really quick. Standard wide, that terminology really more refers to the size of the insert. So standard wide insert fits in this Traveler's Notebook, and the ones I will be doing. This is the standard size, but your standard wide insert will fit in these as well as a standard insert. The difference between a standard and standard wide is, let me just show you real quick. Let me just show you. Difference between a standard and a standard wide. Standard wide is 5 by 8.25 and standard is 4.33 by 8.25. So you see both of those fit in a standard size Traveler's Notebook. It's just that standard wide. I like to use wide because it gives me more room for my lists. All right, two of these. Yes, this one gets used a lot. I do, Melissa. Yeah, I do use standard wide. Standard wide are the inserts. Okay, the standard wide are the size of the inserts. The size of the inserts, the standard wide inserts will fit in a standard size Traveler's Notebook. So Traveler's Notebook is standard size. Standard and standard wide will fit in a standard size. So have no fear. My new Traveler's Notebooks, when they come out, will be standard size. So width and height, they will fit both standard wide inserts and standard inserts. I know, totally confusing, right? Totally confusing. We're all good. All right, anyhow, I'm not going to use this. This one, I use those in class kits a lot, layout class kits. So that is kind of the dirty stamp. And it on the back, it desperately needs to be cleaned on the back because it would not stick to anything. It's got so much lint on the back. All right, so let's see. Oh, where are my stamping blocks? Honey, where are my stamping blocks? He would have no clue. He would have no clue. You know what he would say? Did you look where they go? Yeah, because he would say I should put it away where it belongs. But no fear. I'm not sure offhand where my stamping blocks are, so we'll just pull out another one. Not that one. We'll just pull out another one. Yes, that will work. Okay. I need to figure out where those are. I know they're in here, but it's been a bit of a craziness in here with all the designing this week, so. All right. Okay, so we are going to stamp, but we always want to, oh, here we go. Okay. Oh my goodness, look it. I didn't look where they go. I need to take my own advice. Look it, there we are. There are my stamping blocks where they belong. Isn't that funny? I just couldn't see them because they were hidden under there. Too funny. If Nick was here, I'd go, yeah, see, I did put them where they belong. I just didn't look well enough where they belong. All right, so I need to test stamp first because it's always a good idea to test stamp first. This is just my little notebook where I do that. I could, so hey, what if we Normally I just use black, but guess what? What if we made our library card a different color stamp? That could be kind of fun, couldn't it? What if we did? We better not do yellow. I do lots of yellow. Wonder, I know that, what's the purple called? There is a purple one, velvet something, but I think I put it in the pink. Oh no, I know. This is where having your inks swatched really comes in hand. Really, having your inks swatched really, comes in handy, because I'd be going through all of my inks right now. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at Victorian Velvet. You think? Let's do it. Victorian Velvet. It really should, though, go in the pink section, because to me it looks more pink. So, but I think I have it organized in the purple section. Hang on. I'm just now trying to find that ink pad, okay? I'm trying to find that ink pad. I'm slowly building up the color selection on my website, too, of the Distress Oxide ink. So, here we go. If you are looking for colors in Distress Oxide inks, I know I don't have Victorian Velvet, but I have them. Go check them out. All right. Yeah, I think really pretty color, right? Victorian Velvet. When you see Victorian Velvet, it just don't you think like texture? I think, oh my gosh, like crushed velvet. I want to touch it. But when I touch it, it doesn't give me that. All right, so I want to test it. When I test it, a couple things will happen here. I'll be testing the color, and then it's always just good to test. Do a test stamp. So I just have my little handy dandy notebook, my other handy dandy notebook handy. Oh yes, I think that will be lovely. That is a really pretty color. Oh yes, I'm excited. Normally I only do black on my library cards. I don't know why. Oh, that's my leftover. Okay. All righty. I'd say, well, I don't know. I was going to say this was another out of necessity. Okay. This was another stamp that I created out of necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? I like using library pockets in my traveler's notebooks. I just like the look. And there are pre-printed library cards. I actually have sets on my website of either just the pockets or the pockets and the pre-printed library cards. The problem is the pre-printed library card is printed with a lot of things that we don't want on our, I don't want on my list. So I said, well, I guess I'll have to design a library card that doesn't have all that stuff. So now I can have as many library cards as I need in whatever color I need because I have the stamp, right? Okay. Make sure we get that nice and stamped. Oh, look how pretty that is. You guys tell me, why have I only ever stamped black library cards? Why? Library. I should enunciate. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I should enunciate. Why do I only stamp black library cards? I don't know. That's just silly of me. I love that. More wipes. It's been too long since I did use the wipe at the beginning, so it is too dry. It will not clean for me. Yes, always good idea to clean your stamps after you use them. You can see that one has a little bit of residual black on it. Yeah. So good to get that off. It didn't affect the color of my stamped impression at all, but there's a little bit on there. And then I'll let that dry before I put it away. All right. So now I need to cut that out, right? I have Terry. Terry said, Layle, look through your TNs. You actually have stamped it in many colors other than black. I know I've stamped it on pattern paper sometimes. I just don't remember stamping another color. I'll have to look. Yeah, sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone, right? Step out of our box. I just a lot of times just do what I do because it's what I've always done. Do what I do because it's what I've always done. So good to get out of the box a little bit sometimes. And Terry knows too. Sometimes I try things and I'm like, oh, and Terry's like, don't do it. Don't do it. you're not going to like it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. I don't like it. And she's like, I told you so. I told you so. That used to happen a lot, Terry, remember, with when I'd be doing these and I'd try to use the, like the cream grid, and you're like, don't use the cream grid paper, Layle, you're not going to like it. She'd say that in the chat, and I would do it. And I'm like, oh no, it'll be fine, it'll be nice. And then I do it, I'm like, oh yeah, you were right, I don't like it. Okay, so here we go. I needed to do that before I could, before I adhere this to my page. So I just needed to see kind of how tall it might stick out. Not much, not much. I know I have used, oh, maybe I have used yellow. Well, I'm sure if you told me, I'm sure I have. All right. So I forgot that, well, it's fine, but I forgot that I had used kind of that pink. So it's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Need to outline first. Let me come in here and outline this. Ooh, the Sharpie is almost, I think it's losing some of its color. I might be tempted to replace. Oh, I have so many Sharpies. But that is my pen of choice for sure. For all of my listing, well, pretty much any crafting I do, if I'm using a fine tip black pen, it's my Sharpie. It's my Sharpie. All right. Let's go ahead and stick this down. Oh yeah, they're stickers. The library card pockets are giant stickers, so that's kind of fun. I think we'll put that. That works. Right there. And then this cute little gal. This would be Kally, I guess, right? Since the collection's named after gals, that would be Kally. And I know some people don't like the word gal, so girls, feminine, females, feminine, females. All right, so then what if we did this? There, okay, let's go ahead and, I think we can use our trick here. Let's see. Let us see, because these are China. Yeah, so this should be fine. I'm going to do my little washi trick again. So those three things are kind of layered together, and I'm like, oh, I like the way that those are there. So instead of trying to pull them all up and then do them one by one, if I do that, they will all stick together in the place that I want them to place. This is what I did earlier, if you missed it. Although that little guy is not going to stick there. Maybe that's what happened earlier. So anytime, and this really comes in handy if you are, let's say if you have some die cut letters and you're spelling a word, if you get it all laid out and then you just do that washi trick, that makes it a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier, right? Okay, there we go. And then this guy, not her, wow. The heart, I need to do this because it didn't have a way to stick yet. I had to put any adhesive on it. Oh, Terry said, stick the washi to the back of your hand to get some of the sticky off. That's a great idea, Terry. That is a really good idea. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I thought I would try. There are 3x4 cards in, I don't know if I'm going to, this may work, but it may not. I might have to kind of change my direction on this, because what I thought might be kind of fun. If I took a 3x4 card, and this was the one I was going to use, all the Felicity Jane 3x4 cards have a pattern on, well, they have pattern on both sides, but you have more of a decorative pattern on the front. And then when you get to the back is super neutral. So either your grid or your dot grid. So if you're doing pocket page scrapbooking, you can put that in the pocket and you have decorative on one side, and then the back you could use for journaling or whatever you wanted. But what I was thinking, and I don't know if this will work, we'll see. What I was thinking, what I was thinking would be fun would be to punch a little hole here and get some really, really, really skinny ribbon. and then hook those together. And my title would be there, and then my list would be there. Now, this will not work because those are both 3 inches wide. So you basically lose all of the library card. But what I could do maybe instead, there's a little tag in here. So what if my little tag was here like this? Nah, I don't like that either. So I think what we'll do is just go with title here. Now, title of my list is restaurants. It's really restaurants we want to try, not restaurants I want to try. It's restaurants that Nick and I want to try. So I'm just looking at some of the other pieces that are in here. Some of the other die cuts. That could be cute there. That actually, if I put that there, that helps to kind of fill up a little bit of that space and not make it so plain. So let's do that. Let's do that. Restaurants I want to try. Do you make lists like this, whether like we are right now, or even a list on your phone? What I find is sometimes you're like, oh, we should try this, we should try that. And then when it comes down to, and you're like, hey, we're going to go out. Where should we go eat tonight? Then you're like, and you totally draw a blank. So this will be restaurants I want to try. Now, right now, there's only one on my list in my mental list, because I don't have my list. I forgot to write it. This sounds so bad. I forgot to write it down. I know you're like, Layle, but the whole reason we're together is to list. So what do you mean you forgot to write it down? I forgot to write it down. All right. So I think here, we'll write our title. Restaurants we want to try. Okay. So that for now, my friends, is my list, right? Because I do know one. And this is one that we'll just make a little bullet. It's called Tradition. And I actually tried it already. I already tried it earlier this week. There are some friends of mine that were in town from a store that I used to teach at in Southern California called Treasured Memories. And I met them for dinner because they're in town for the Simple Stories Retreat. I met them for dinner on Wednesday night. That's where we went, Tradition. And one of the gals from Southern California was like, oh, we should go here. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So that was fun. So Tradition is one on my list, and now I need to write the rest of my list because I have to do some research first, and I can't believe it. I totally forgot to do that, you guys. Let's see. Hold on. Could make one of the paper clips you showed us how to do with the September Traveler's Notebook setup. I could do that. You know what I'll do? I will do that. I'm going to make a note. I'll incorporate that next week. Let's incorporate it on, or next time we're together, let's incorporate it on list 2. I don't know what that is yet, list 2, but so we're going to make paperclip. And that technique I've been doing, oh my gosh, for years in my traveler's notebooks. And I don't know, maybe like every 18 months I go, oh yeah, I should include that in one of the traveler's notebooks kits. And then we did that recently. So then I also included it in, we're doing the same thing in the December documented. But I will, that's one of the techniques I'll show you guys for next time when we are together. So I have some work to do on 2 of my list, friends. I really do, because I forgot the photo on one. Too many things, too many tabs open in my brain. There's too many things I'm trying to get ready for this week. So I forgot the tab on one. Oh my gosh, not the tab. Wow, Layle. I forgot the photo on one, and then I forgot my list on the other one, which I've never done that. Wow. Okay. So we are going to, I'm just getting these little guys put away, and then I'm going to flip the camera. We're going to say our goodbyes, and then we'll just talk about when we're together again next. We'll just do a quick recap on the giveaway. And, oh yes, Gracie Create says, I used a blank guest check for my list. Gracie, I have done this list twice. Hang on. We've done this list twice, I should say. We have done this list twice. And last time I did it, oh my gosh, I bet it's about 2 years ago. Restaurants I want to try. Well, a lot of those restaurants I've tried. So now I need a new restaurants to try list. And on the one that we did, I used, did I? Oh my gosh, sorry. That was really funny. Did you see how close I was there? Did you see how close I was? Oh my goodness. Sorry. Usually I'm that close because I'm working and I forgot I had flipped the camera. Yeah. Oh boy, hot mess today a little bit, friends, just a little bit. Anyhow, on that list, I had used a guest check. If you have, I think I still have some on my website, but if you have guest checks, those are really fun because it kind of ties in with the whole restaurant in your check. Oh boy, maybe I need to, no, I can't take a nap. I've got too much to do. All right, friends. So that wraps up our session for today. Let's talk about a couple of housekeeping items. I will be teaching in Southern California next weekend in person. So we will not be together next weekend. That is the 24th. Yes, the 24th. We will not be together. We will be here again on Saturday, October 1st. So 2 weeks. We'll be back here on Saturday, October 1st. On the blog and also the bottom of all of my emails, I have included our listing schedule for the rest of the year. So if you don't get my emails, well, go to my website. And as soon as you're there, it'll pop up and say, do you want to be part of the email? So do that. And then you'll know all the things that are coming. But if you do get my emails and you forgot about that, or just go to the blog, go to laylebymail.com and click on blog, and you'll see a couple posts in the listing schedule for the rest of the year. Giveaways. So we have three giveaways for today. So the way that you participate in the giveaways is once the video is over, make sure to go back on the comments. So not in the chat, but go back in the comments. And especially that's for those of you who watch the replays, you also have a chance to participate in the giveaways. So anytime between when we're done today and the morning of, let's say 8 a.m., the morning of Saturday, October 1st, because that's usually when I will go draw random from the comments. So we have 3 giveaways this week. One is from Valerie Beam, and she is one of you guys. She's someone that hops on and is usually here on our Saturdays, but she has this little tiny, look at that, little tiny traveler's notebook. And really, look at it, has elastic bands. It even has little pages inside, but lots of things you can do with that, but I think what would be fun is to turn it into a charm for your traveler's notebook. So it also comes with that little guy. So you can tie that, not through, but you know what I mean, just it'll go right through, and then that could just dangle off of your traveler's notebook. So that is one of the giveaways. Super cute. Thank you, Valerie. That is one of the giveaways. Then another giveaway is the 2 new charms. 2 new Traveler's Notebook charms. So one is little Santa. So it is Santa with a little star. Okay, and these go on your Traveler's Notebooks, little charms. And they don't have to go on your Traveler's Notebooks. You could put them on mini books or whatever. But the lobster clasp is what helps those kind of hang on there. So that is Santa, little Santa in a star is one. And then the other one, and this will be one price, the 2 little charms, Santa, and then we have Halloween. I love this one. Well, I love both of them, but so look at that little guy. You have a web, you have a little pumpkin, and a little ghosty that hang off of the spider web. So that's the second prize, both of those 2 little charms, and the third prize. I just released a new round of stamps, and they are shipping, start shipping the week of September 26th. So, and I showed those at the beginning. So I'll just show you the 2 that are also part of the giveaway. You have a new alphabet. So this is called Scatter Alpha. That is Scatter Alpha Lower. And then you also have Scatter Alpha Upper. So that is the 3rd giveaway this week. So just when we're done, leave a comment and, just say hi. Just say hi in the comments. Sometimes I ask you to leave a comment related to one of our lists. You can do that if you wanted. If you were listing with us, tell me one of the things on your list, or just pop in and say hi. And when we are together again on Saturday, October 1st, I will announce those 3 winners of those 3 prizes. Stamps start shipping week of September 26th. December documented start shipping the week of September 26th. If you've been waiting for the flip through of that, I'll be doing that live here on my YouTube channel on Tuesday, September 27th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So you can set your alarm or go back at the beginning of my YouTube channel and you'll see that shown, and you can say notify me, so I'll notify you when I go live. But I'll be doing a full flip through of that completed project. If you've been like, well, I want to see more before I purchase it, you will do the flip through that night. Last thing I will mention, September 28th, I believe. I need to send out the email tomorrow. So if you purchase the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit, we will be doing our... I know, hold on. I want to tell you for sure. If you purchase the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit, we'll be doing our live class on... Oh. I don't have it in my thing. Anyhow, I think it's Wednesday the 28th, I want to say. But anyhow, watch for the email. You'll know when we're doing that. So I'll send the email out tomorrow for the October setup. Okay, friends, let me just look really for quick. Yes, so Colleen said on October 1st, she's already booked 2 other virtual events, Crop and Crate Delivered Car Making and Planners Gonna Plan Conference. Oh my, that sounds fabulous, Colleen. Have fun. And then you can just catch us on the replay. Yes, Karen said, please hit the like button before you go. Super important. If you could hit the like button before you leave, I would love that. Sounds like a couple of you are doing Crop and Create card making. Fun. All right, friends, I'm going to sign off, and I need to grab something to eat, and then I need to start, I need to finish December 23rd, because I just have one more day in my December documented that I have to get done, and then I'm on to instruction writing, because that's the worst, that's the favorite part of my job. That is the very favorite part of my job, is writing the instructions. My job, my company, my business, whatever. I hate writing instructions, so no, but it's a necessary evil. So I will do it today, and those will start shipping out the week of September 26th. Okay, friends, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and if I don't happen to see you next weekend at Ready, Set, Create in Burbank, California, then I hope to see you here again on October 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, thanks, guys.